Crank it up, man. Come on. Paying you guys too much to slack off.
What's up, Tyler? What's up, Mike? What's up, Matthew? Missed you last night, man. Where were you?
There we go. All right. Welcome, everybody. NorCal Sports Network. And we got a show for you tonight, man. I brought the gang in. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Ready to rock and roll. Super Bowl 58. Niners are going to get this thing done. Number 6. We're going to go around the room, and I want to just introduce everybody to you. Over there in the left corner, Los D. You know me. And then over here, I keep putting the wrong way. On the right, got to go the opposite of what I'm looking at. We got Rye and Smith of West Coast Bias. Check his channel out. Make sure you subscribe to that. Below me, my sidekick, as Larry called him once, sidekick. Eric, man, this show doesn't get off the ground without Eric. All right. And then right down below me in the center, Bay Area Baller 18. You got to check his channel out. If you want to check out all 22 and what's going on with the Niners, check out Eric's channel, Bay Area Baller. Why is he called Bay Area Baller? I'll tell you why. Because he loves the ball, loves basketball, and number 18, Peyton Manning, is his favorite player. There you go.
Whoa,
am I right, Eric?
Hey, that's some deep knowledge right there. You did your homework on that one, man. That's right, though. Hey, shout out Peyton, man. That was my guy growing up. Because we didn't have the quarterbacks on the Niners that you could really get behind, right? Like Jeff Garcia was decent. So, Alex Smith wasn't quite doing it for me. Ken Dorsey. So I was gravitating towards Peyton Manning.
Yeah, and some youngster out there is going to start a channel called Bay Area Baller 13 after Brock Purdy.
Maybe.
And
that's a lawsuit for Bay Area.
And over here at the bottom, below Los D, Sean Proctor. He's got a real estate company. Check out him if you're looking for a home to buy. And if you're going to buy a home, buy it from Sean. And then if you need a loan, right above him, Los D will get you the loan. All right? All right, man. We got you covered. We got you covered here. And you need some life insurance, give me a call. Or you want to protect and grow some of your money, your assets, give me a call. All right? There we go. All right, so let's go around the room here. Let's start right below me at the bottom, and we'll go clockwise. We'll go from Baller to Sean up. I want to get your take on this week. What stands out to you in this game? What is the key to victory? And I want to also get your take on the Niners getting what they might feel like is a little bit of a shaft having to practice at UNLV on a kind of a not such a great surface. Is that going to be a motivating factor in pissing off the Niners maybe in that locker room? What do you think?
Biggest key to the game for me is the 49ers red zone defense, because I'm expecting the Chiefs to be able to move the ball. We know the Niners run D. It's been rather lackluster, especially the last couple games in the playoffs against, Packers and Lions. So I'm looking at the red zone defense because I do think this defense is going to play some soft coverage. Like we've seen it at times where they play that bend but don't break defense. I think they're going to go back towards that. Of course, going against Mahomes, you got to disguise coverages. You got to mix up your coverages. But I'm expecting some soft zone, which I think Mahomes will complete some short passes, to Rice and Kelsey and kind of get the ball down the field. But the big key is the Niners holding them to 3 as opposed to giving up 7. I can live, with Mahomes getting a couple touchdowns and then, Harrison Butker kicking a few. But if it's a repeat, I went and watched last year's matchup. I watched that one back, and that Chiefs offense was humming. Like Pat Mahomes threw an interception in the first quarter, and after that, the drives for the Chiefs went like touchdown, missed field goal, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. It was insane. So if that happens, which I don't expect to happen, Niners are in trouble. But I think they're going to lock it down in the red zone. That's one of my biggest keys to the Niners winning this game. And as far as the field goes, I'm not making any excuses. Sorry. No excuses allowed. Go out there and get it done. I understand it's not, what ideally what you want. I don't understand why the Chiefs got, the Raiders facility, however that works. That being said, I don't care. No excuses. Go out and get this done because we're hungry, right? I know, Dan, you were able to celebrate some high moments here with the Niners, but I've witnessed a couple Super Bowl losses that are stingers. I don't want any more of those. This is the year. Niners go out and get that dub.
You're muted, Dan.
Sorry, I got myself muted. Sean, keys to the game, and what's your gut tell you? What everything? Yeah, what do you feel?
Yeah. I'll give it a breakdown. Good to see everyone. What's up? So I agree. Actually, I agree with Baller. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree with Baller. I think that's interesting. I haven't heard that take that we got to hold them to 3. I like that. My biggest takeaway on the game, well, I have tons of takeaways, but is Kyle going to learn from his past mistakes in Super Bowls with the Falcons and with the Niners, and just in big games in general? Like, he's really, really good at getting a big lead, and then he kind of goes into a little shell. He kind of softens up. He kind of plays a little passive. Now, maybe he did that in the 2019 Super Bowl because of his lack of trust in Jimmy. I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with it, but he definitely went into a shell when he was the coordinator in the Super Bowl with Atlanta. So I'm just hoping, like, if he builds this lead, if he can just stick his foot on the back of the Chiefs' neck and just keep scoring and be aggressive the whole game. Can you be aggressive for a full 60 minutes? That's what I want, because I think this offense is dominant. I really do. And I have a ton of more stuff I'd like to say, but I'll let everyone else get into it. And as far as the field, I think it's bullshit. I really do. I mean, the NFL has their mandates, their own bylaws state that they have to have the fields ready by December. And they laid down a whole fresh thing of sod last week. And I'm sure everyone knows that there's different rankings per fields, and an NFL field needs to be between 70 and 80. The Raiders facility is a 90, and the Niners are playing on a field that's a 50. So it's 20 points below what the NFL standard is. And it's because they laid down a whole roll of sod over the artificial turf, and it's outside raining. So
Right.
You just add all that together, and it creates a shitty field. So I just read something that, on the surface, everyone, Kyle and everyone on opening night, it's like, oh, we're fine. Like, we're just going to power through. We're not going to make excuses. We're going to play. But behind the scenes, they are laying into the league, because I do believe it's total bullshit. And if you go back to 2012, in New Orleans, the Niners had the home field, and there were some issues with the outdoor fields for the Ravens, and the Ravens asked the Niners to change their schedule around so they could both practice indoors, and the Niners did. So here you are. The Niners would have liked to have changed the schedule around so they could practice on the indoor fields, and the Chiefs said no. So
I think this is going to – I listened to a little bit of Lombardi this afternoon. He was talking about it. He said that internally it is fueling the Niners.
Good.
They're pissed. And they're just keeping it kind of, low profile in the public, just kind of taking the politically correct statements. They're not making waves, but it's hard to practice on a squishy field. This is where Bosa and tore his ACL.
I just hope no one gets injured.
Tomorrow's the big practice. Tomorrow on Thursday is their full speed practice. They're talking about maybe going inside, seeing if they can. They're trying to see if they can, still get the league to let them practice. Depending on how the field is, if the conditions are they don't feel it's good enough to go full speed there, they're going to try and maybe.
Is it still raining? Is it still raining in Vegas?
I'm not sure. I know
I
it
haven't
rained
looked
the last couple days. I mean, that doesn't help. It's squishy.
No,
it's squishy because you got to put something in between the artificial turf and the sod. So they had to lay down sand over it. And, like you said, it should have been done weeks ago. Had it been done, it would have firmed up and it would have taken.
Yeah, it's against their own
Plus,
bylaws.
it's not fair because Brock Purdy can't throw a wet ball, so it's not fair.
yeah, right. Like I mean, he can't even practice. He can't even practice. Like what?
We'll see. We'll see. I think that they'll be ready. They'll be ready. I mean, I'm not concerned about like, oh, they couldn't get their reps in. That's not going to be the issue. It's just
is anybody going to get hurt? That's the thing.
That's the issue. If
someone comes out with this practice tomorrow and gets seriously injured and can't play in the game, that's a huge problem.
Yeah,
huge.
But we'll hopefully the Niners will be ready for that. But anyway,
yep.
We go to Los. Los, give us your breakdown.
It's Wednesday, boys, and the adrenaline and the itch and the nerves are all starting to go through the roof, man. I've been through 7 of these. This will be Super Bowl 8 for me for the Niners, and man, they don't get any easier. The Chiefs, to me, have a lot of confidence. It's borderline cockiness. They feel like they own the Niners right now. Andy Reid owns Kyle. Mahomes owns the Niners defense, and Chiefs defense feels like they can do whatever they want to the Niners offense to disrupt it. So they got it in their mind that they're just a better team. And to me, it's very, very important that the Niners do something early in this game. And I don't necessarily mean the first touchdown, although that would be nice. They need a big hit from like somebody blitzing off the edge, and not just like lay Mahomes down, like hit him hard and let him know, hey, we're here today. None of this like we're dragging for two quarters and we'll make adjustments at halftime. I need Debo to run an end around, and I need him to run somebody over and just look down at him. I mean, they need to bring that attitude, man, because I'm telling you, the Chiefs mentally, they have the psychological edge that we own this team. This team is not a threat to us. Niners got to do something early. They cannot get off to the starts that they had the last 2 games, because they're not going to come back against this team, against this coach, and against this quarterback if they lag the first 2 quarters. So, Bill Walsh always said, and he always used to use boxing analogies, like who hits first, who gets off first in the fight. I need the Niners to land the first punch. Keys to the game for me, offensively, I need Kyle to get back into his bag of misdirection. Kyle is at his best when he is doing misdirection. Everything. When he gets vanilla is when the offense gets stagnant. On defense, I need the defense to be unpredictable. I don't want to see 4-man rush and a soft zone all game long. That's not going to get it done. Mahomes is going to put up 40 if you do that. They have got to come out early, and don't wait until 3rd down to send 5 or 6 guys. Like I said, you got to hit Mahomes. Even if you might make a completion, you got to make him feel a little bit uncomfortable. Just go watch the Tampa Bay game. He was running for his life. So if that means you got to bring more than 4 guys, then you got to bring more than 4 guys. So that's the key for me. Unpredictable game plan on defense, and Kyle get back to doing what he did against Philly and Dallas. Misdirections, all kinds of plays, people going left and right. That's the key.
Very good. Very good.
I like it.
Yeah. What I've got is a couple things. I'm going to show you a tweet that I put out, because this kind of sums up what I'm thinking here. I don't know. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. As responding to this, the most baffling thing about the Ravens-Chiefs game was the Ravens abandoning 21 personnel after this run. They played 7 snaps all game of 21 personnel, 36 and 11 personnel. Look at that run gaping. The Chiefs are near the bottom when facing 2 backs in the backfield. Yep. The Niners are one of the few teams that run 2 back sets, and I would expect them to try to run the ball in early downs, control the time of possession to keep Mahomes off the field. If they do that, and if they're efficient on 3rd down, you get about 10 possessions a game. Maybe you get 11. If they can score on 5 or 6 of their drives, I believe they'll win as long as 2 of those are less are field goals. If they all turn into field goals, it's going to be a long day. They've got to put 4 at least 5 scores. 3 of them got to be have to be touchdowns. I think the Chiefs have shown that they've been a first half team primarily this year. They've struggled putting points on the board in the second half. Many games, I believe, they went scoreless altogether in the second half.
18-2 or 17-2 to the second half under this year.
Wow. Yeah, but he's right. Yeah, he's right. They did not score in the second half. Like for the second half of the season, like maybe only 2 games that they scored in the second half. It was like alarming. I should bring this up. Let me look.
So Niners, what Lo said, get up early, and control the ball. You want to have, let's see, there's 60 minutes of basically of possession. It would be great to see if the Niners can be at least 35 minutes of possession. If they can,
what I liked about that play you showed too, Dan, was how it was a loaded box. The Chief had 8 guys in the box. So just because the Chiefs are loading the box, that doesn't necessarily have to deter you and say, okay, now we got to pass. No, you can still find ways to run it against a loaded box, just like the Ravens did here. They opened up a big gap. There's a missed tackle, and hey, I'll take my chances with Christian McCaffrey running through a lane like this. So,
what is that? 7 in the box right there?
I'm seeing 8.
Is there 8?
Yeah, 8 man. Wow. Yeah, that's a loaded box.
Can we all agree that McCaffrey needs at least 25 carries in this game?
I want to see the Niners run the ball at least 30 times. They always win.
For sure.
25 for McCaffrey, 5 for Mitchell or Mason.
Mitchell, Debo. I'll tell you what.
I want to see Debo run the ball a little bit.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
That's a given.
Debo at halftime against Detroit told John Lynch, he came in down, or I don't know if it was Jed York. I heard this today. Jed York or John Lynch. Debo said, tell Kyle to get me the damn ball. I'm telling you, Debo can take over a game. In fact, that would be a good bet if you want a great odds bet for MVP.
Yeah, 22. I like that. 22. I like that. And Kyle's, he's heard the chatter, from the previous Super Bowl where he forgot about Debo. Debo was killing it. He was ripping off 15, 20-yard end arounds. Even they gave him one. Actually, NFL Network just replayed the game. I rewatched a chunk of it again. But in the third quarter, Debo got another end around, first down. After that, Kyle forgot about him. So Kyle, he knows that, the media is giving him a hard time for that. And I'm sure other coaches are talking. Debo's probably saying, hey, they should have gave me the rock. So they're not going to forget about Debo in this game.
Yeah.
Kyle forgot about him against the Rams in the NFC Championship game. I mean, you can't forget about Debo. I mean,
Kyle will this time.
I'm hoping.
As great as McCaffrey is, Debo he's a game changer from the physical point of view. Like when he runs and catches them screens enough times, guys don't want to tackle him.
No, Debo is – I'm looking for Debo to have a huge game. He's going to be healthier. He's 2 weeks away from that or 3 weeks away now from the hit against Green Bay. He's going to be playing all – Debo Samuel was so upset last year after they lost to was it the game he lost against the Rams in the championship? He was crying, and then
he touched the ball in the second half.
He was so emotionally upset that they lost the game, and he was upset they lost the Super Bowl. And then, of course, last year against Philly, they didn't have a chance after Purdy went out. But I'm telling you, these guys, you may never get this opportunity again. I see the Niners seizing the moment. I really do. I think it's going to be a battle of the wills and execution. If the Niners execute and play 100% all out every play, I think they come up with at the end with the victory. Let's hear from Rye. What do you think, Rye?
God, I've been trying to kind of block the game out of my mind almost, because it's there's only so much media coverage you can take in. It's there's only so many ways to look at this game. At the end of the day, it's it's just a freaking football game. We all just want the game to freaking start. There's nothing we're really going to say that's going to be that groundbreaking. But now I'm starting to get nervous, just kind of getting in the moment and listening to you guys and kind of putting myself there in the Super Bowl. I'm starting to get a little nervous. I mean, personally, I do not like this matchup for the 49ers. I really think the Niners would have just beat the brakes off the Ravens if they had a rematch. This Chiefs team, there's something weird about the ownage with Andy Reid and whatnot, but I'm just going to go positive. I think the Niners are going to win this game. It has to be kind of the opposite of these past two games. They have to get the ball to start the game. They have to score a touchdown. They just got to start the game with a touchdown.
So they win the tip, right?
You better
they win
hope
the
they
tip.
lose the coin toss then.
You think Kyle defers?
I think he.
Yes.
I think both of them will.
They both defer.
They both
So
defer.
we want Kansas City to win the coin toss.
Yeah, I mean the thing is the Chiefs have like scored on like their last 10 like first drives in the playoffs or something crazy like that. It's like they're probably going to score. It's like the Niners are going to have to match that because I really think the Niners are going to have to. This has to be like the Kyle script. Like they have to has to be a little bit honestly like 2019, except for finish good. Like they got to get up early and they got to get Purdy in a rhythm because you just can't have it going into the late part of the game and Purdy kind of having to like have his C game and do it with his rushing and just kind of doing enough. Like they got to get him in a rhythm. He's got to be chucking the ball down the field. We got to see some of those wide open crossers to Ayuk. And yeah, man, I also think it's almost like a video game, right? Where like if certain conditions are met, like you get boosts, like attribute boosts. Like when the 49ers are up, the 49ers defense all of a sudden is a top 5 unit in the league, or a top 5 defensive unit in the league. Because all of a sudden their pass rushers are playing free. They're getting after the quarterback. This is a team that their defense normally doesn't rely too much on turnovers. This year, it's relied heavily on turnovers. I think they got to be up to be able to like force turnovers and really just focus on getting after Mahomes. And then the biggest thing is just they got to be up so that they're not down and it turns into a drop back passing game where Chris Jones is just absolutely eating up the middle of our offensive line and just collapsing the pocket. And it's like we all can see it. Chris Jones getting that big mid out there and just batting down Purdy passes and Purdy looking uncomfortable and just absolutely wrecking the game. Like that's what we cannot have happen. That is the nightmare. But I will say, I think Chris Jones, just how Kansas City's offense tails off in the second half, their defense tends to pick it up in the second half. And Chris Jones is kind of he's notoriously a playoff player, but he's notoriously a second half game wrecker. So I just think they got to get off to a good start. And I also am just interested in what everyone else is thinking as far as like, is this line freaking you out? Because I think I might have been the only one on the Krug show that was like, because it got down to like 1 and I was like, no, I actually think it's going to move towards the Niners because the Vegas crazy nerd people are so in on this Niners team, just like they were this Baltimore team. Like 85% of the bets, 85% of the money, it's all on Kansas City. And the line just stays at 2. If anything creeps towards 2.
Do you think there's a bunch of big money on the Niners that came in early in the season? Like
No, it's not.
I think
it's not
there's
early
big money on this game right now on the Niners, but there's more bets on Kansas City.
Los is right. Like the pros are going to try to take advantage of the line right when the line gets released, and so there's a lot of like professional money that's on the Niners that hasn't moved the line. The public isn't going to bet it for another couple of days. Typically, like a day or two before the Super Bowl, the public are going to throw their bets out, and the public can move the line, but it's not going to happen until a couple of days before.
Interestingly, because 64 people in ESPN media experts, so-called experts, predicted the game, 49 in favor of the Chiefs. Only
like it feels if you're listening to the media coverage, it feels like the Niners are the underdogs, but they're not the underdogs in the game, which is really weird. I also just going back to the Debo point of things, like those Kansas City corners are absolutely nasty. So the one way of getting around that sort of thing is to get like the ball into Debo's hand and just let him like cook with Yak. And same thing with Kittle. Like Kittle, I think Kittle could be in for a monster game.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah. In interestingly, this game has a little bit of a feel. You guys may not remember it too much. I'm sure Los does. The 84 Niners against the Dolphins. Everybody, the experts, everybody, the crowd, the fans, all picking Miami, even though the game was at Stanford.
Was that a rookie, Dan Marino?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't a rookie at
Okay.
that year. I don't think was it second year.
Second year.
But he had thrown like 50 touchdown passes. They had, Clayton and Duper. And it was like, it was pre greatest show on turf, pre Kurt Warner and, Isaac Bruce and the other receiver. I'm forgetting him, but the Isaac Holt. Yeah. But that game had the feel like everybody, and because Montana he'd already won a Super Bowl, but it was still being treated a little bit like, Marino was the superior quarterback. And so it'll be interesting. I mean, we all know Mahomes is the best in the league. I mean, he's one of the top, probably 5. You can definitely put him in the top 5 all time, and he's going to compete for the greatest of all time.
He has thrown 14 picks. He has thrown 14 picks this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I just did some rough math while we were all chatting.
Well,
so
that honestly, that is like the debate of like you look at like the math guys, like they look at the whole season, whereas like all of us that are taught, like we are so heavily focused on the playoff games, which are really games.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking at the playoff games, me personally, I went back and kind of didn't watch all the games, but I kind of looked. And so they played Miami in minus 20 degrees in Kansas City. Miami was down 7 defensive starters, right? Okay, cool. They won that game at home. And then they went to Buffalo, tougher place to play, Mahomes' first road game. But Buffalo also was down, I think, 6 defensive starters.
Facts.
So, yeah, that's facts. And then they went to Baltimore, definitely a much better defense, probably the best defense in the league. But you just showed the clip. They ran the ball like 7 times the whole game. Like they got down 14 points. KC had those 2 great drives to start the game. And Monken just freaked out and was like, oh, shit, we can't do what we've done this entire year. We can't run the ball. Let's just let Lamar throw. Well, that's not a winning recipe. Lamar
they try to justify Lamar as the MVP instead of doing what they do best and win the damn game.
Yeah, so I think that was a really weird – exactly. I think that was a really weird offensive script that just played right into Mahomes and the Chiefs' hands. So I'm not like super impressed with their playoffs, honestly. I'm really not.
Yeah, you really could make the case that like that game, now that everyone has some distance, that it was really kind of more of like a, how the hell did you guys lose that Ravens? Like the Chiefs went, I think 7 or 8 punts in a row to end the game before, the kneel downs. Like,
unreal.
Right. So I just did the math. Check this out, guys. So they didn't score in the second half in that game, right? So guess what their average is for second half scoring the whole year, including the playoffs. Anybody got a guess?
7 points.
Barrett?
I'm gonna say 9.
Los?
11.
Eric?
Pass.
Okay.
Yeah, like 10. I don't know.
8.1. 8.1.
Wow.
So they had 3 games this year that they scored less than a touchdown in the second half. 1 6-point game and two 3-point games. Just the scoring in the second half. They had 4 games this year where they didn't fucking score in the second half, including last week. 3 during the regular season. 3 games in a row. 3 games in the middle of the season in a row. They did not score in the second half. 0, 0, 0. And then you had your 7, your 12, your 2 touchdowns, 14, 13, a couple of 10s in there. But 8.1 points in the second half. If they score 8.1s in the second half, we are winning this game.
I would think so. Here's another thing, guys. On third down, a lot of times we're watching the game, right? And we see third down and there's a wide open McCaffrey on a check down for a first down, right? But Purdy sometimes will go for the 15 to 18 yard pass down the middle to a crosser. And a lot of times he converts it. This game, I want to see him just take the sure thing. Don't give up the ball. Don't throw a 50-50 ball down, even if it's 70-30. I want to see, the only time I want to see Purdy on third down going deeper for when he has got a check down for an automatic first down, if it's like an 85% chance that it's going to be completed, because you don't want to turn the ball over. You want to keep the Mahomes off the field as much as possible. Live to see another down, another series, of downs, and just keep moving the ball. And I think if the Niners, one of the things that was great about the Bill Walsh Niners, constantly 8 to 10 minute drives that resulted in a touchdown. And it was like Kyle has done that in the past. If we go back to Smash Mouth Kyle football and they can run on the Chiefs, it could be a long day for the Chiefs, because if the Niners control the ball and score, that is not only hurts them with the clock time of possession, but it's kind of a deflator, because
and you're keeping the ball away from Mahomes.
Yeah.
And that's why, Dan, what do you think? And fellas, starting out the game, I said this on my show on Monday, but starting kind of with the Jimmy G offense. Like, let's run the ball and let's get the ball out quick. Let's throw the bubbles to Debo. Let's get the ball, some slants. Let's get it out quick and see if we can score touchdowns that way. And then, if we got to unleash Brock Purdy, then let's unleash him. But start out, I guess you would call that conservative, but I think the Niners can put up points that way. They've done it previously. Start out kind of conservative, getting the ball out quick, run the rock. But I got something. I want to kind of put my boy Rye's mind at ease, because I don't want him, with any sense of nervousness. Well, the nerves are going to be there, but I want to put Rye at ease. And it kind of goes along with Sean's, statistic he brought up about the lack of points of the Chiefs in the second half. But if you're going to catch the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, I think this is the year before they go out and they get a premier weapon, because it's coming. Eventually, they're going to say, hey, you know what? We got to get Patty a dude. And I know Rashee Rice has been pretty good. He's a rookie. He's not at his peak. Travis Kelce, I don't think he's moving quite. We know the chemistry's there, but Kelce isn't quite moving as well as he was, a couple years ago. So I think this is the year where you can catch the Chiefs. The left guards, it doesn't sound like Tooney's going to play.
Right.
Omenahu was being productive. He's out. So
sounds like
you're going to beat Patrick Mahomes and these Chiefs, man. This is the time right now.
So okay, I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. It does set my mind at ease a little bit. The one thing that sets it back to dis-ease, and it's more so just a sad recollection, is like you were saying, watching that 2019 game over again. It's like, I was like, Mahomes didn't have his Super Bowl yet. Like, he didn't quite have that like swagger of a Super Bowl champion. The guy threw 2 picks like right at the beginning of the game. He was a little bit shoved.
12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter with the Niners end.
You're right. You're right. So he threw the one at the beginning, and then you had the pick in the fourth. And like low key, Jimmy G was pretty much playing in square for like the first 3 quarters.
Well, yeah, until he was concussed by the helmet to helmet from Sorensen. It wasn't called by Vinovich.
I already forgot about that.
Let's tell it how it is. Like he was concussed from that play. From that point forward, he was 1 of 11. So that's another whole aspect of
Baller,
this game.
I think you're right. It also doesn't it kind of feel like the NFL just never works out this way, where it's like we're seeing one thing and then we're seeing the Niners struggle and we're seeing the Chiefs look like the absolute champs, and it's just too easy. It just is too easy. Everyone in the world's betting on the Chiefs. Like, it would kind of be very NFL for like Purdy to go out there and just drop dong and just like absolutely be at the top of his game, and like maybe Mahomes like has a fumble and like does like that.
I think the NFL
forget the Taylor Swift story. That everybody loves David over Goliath all day.
Yeah,
maybe the NFL's setting up the trilogy. It's they got Vinovich refereeing again. I think we see some holding calls. Because
they better fucking call it.
I think we see some holding calls on the Chiefs. The guy's 20. What is he? The Taylor, is he the left or right tackle? Juwan, is it Juwan Taylor? Is that his name? The tackle for the Chiefs. He leads the league in penalties for offensive linemen. 20.
The Chiefs led the entire league. The Chiefs led the entire league in 2019 for the most holding calls.
Here's another thing. The
That's
Chiefs.
regular season, though. Then the playoffs happen, and all of a sudden the referees they keep their flags at their sides. And they look the other way.
Here's another thing that gets me thinking that the Chiefs' magic kind of runs out. They're minus 11 in turnovers on the season. What Super Bowl team, last Super Bowl to win with that much of a discrepancy in the turnover? It's like
the Giants, 2007 Giants against.
Hey, Dan, to your question, how is the Chiefs advancing through the playoffs if they're not exactly firing on all cylinders?
Patrick Mahomes.
They've been
One
playing
man.
clean. I mean, honestly, it's not
Defense
even
is
just
great,
Patrick
though. Their
Mahomes. Like,
defense
the
is great.
defense, it's like we have to recalibrate. It is a great
Mhm.
defensive team with an
Mhm.
awesome offensive line that actually has an awesome running game with Pacheco, and then just the best quarterback in the league that can do enough.
And
Gotcha.
you know who we're not talking about?
And awesome special teams.
We talked about him a little bit earlier, but we're talking about Debo. But how big might Christian McCaffrey be in this game? I mean, he's been lingering most of his career in Carolina. A running back's life is not long in the NFL. He's at his peak right now, and he wants it badly.
Very low key, also has like a super famous celebrity girlfriend that no one talks about.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Who's that?
I brought
Miss
that up
Universe.
Olivia
I brought that up
Culpo.
Olivia
Olivia
Culpo,
Culpo.
Miss Universe.
Hold, please.
But I mean, McCaffrey, one of those guys is going off, if not both, Debo or McCaffrey, because Kyle's going to set it up that one of them's going to be to be able to go off completely.
She's dominant.
Because the Chiefs can't cover both those guys and cover Ayuk.
They have to be 1 and 1A to touch the ball. It's got to be those two guys.
I just like,
Have to be
you know
those
what?
two guys.
Whenever you're in a big game, you always want, you want Steph to have the ball. You want LeBron to have the ball.
Right.
You want McCaffrey and Debo. I mean, to touch the ball is, Debo, he's got to touch it a minimum of 10 to 12 times.
Minimum.
They will. That first play is going to be a Debo, one of those little bubble screens, or maybe a jet sweep to Debo or something around the outside. That's what's going to be the first play. I don't think they go with a traditional running, power run on the first
I'd
play.
love to see Debo just lay out L'Jarius Sneed or something.
I could see
Sneed hasn't. I think Sneed has. I think Zay Flowers was the first wide receiver he's allowed to score a touchdown when he's guarded him the entire season.
it would not shock me.
Do you think Sneed? Go ahead. Sorry, Dan.
I say it would not shock me to see the Niners line up in 21 personnel, first play, with the Chiefs expecting a run, with Juszczyk leading, and to Kyle to play action and go long and go deep. Just
I would
first
be
play.
shocked, but
I would be shocked.
It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
I would
the
love it
mentality.
just because it would show a mentality of we're here to,
I want to get everyone's take on something. Do you think Sneed shadows Ayuk or shadows Debo? Because I had this conversation with a buddy. Because essentially, there's some crazy stats that I'll read to you in a second that I saw on X the other day about this game and Sneed and everything. So it's like, if you think he's going to shadow Debo, then Debo's going to get his. But then I love Ayuk to win MVP at 60-1. Now, if he's going to shadow Ayuk as the quote unquote number one, then I love Debo at 22-1. Like, whoever's the second wide receiver has gone off against the Chiefs this year.
right.
So I don't know who do you think he shadows?
Yeah,
Or does he shadow this one player?
Yeah, when I think of L'Jarius Sneed, and Rye, let me know if your thoughts are along these lines. But L'Jarius Sneed is an extremely physical corner. Like, you can blitz him. He's just a physical guy. Like, he's a willing tackler. You watch some of these corners in the NFL, and they're not interested in tackling. But L'Jarius Sneed will get after it, and for that reason, I think you want to match him up with Debo. I think I would rather him try to kind of limit Debo's physicality and limit some of those yards after contact that we know Debo is so good at. So that's where I think they're going to put L'Jarius Sneed.
That makes sense.
So then you love Ayuk. It's at 60-1.
What do you guys
that
think?
also sounds pretty good.
What do you guys think in terms of weapons? The biggest weapons on the Chiefs offense is obviously Mahomes and Kelsey. Who else is a weapon that's a legitimate threat that's scary, that scares you?
Pacheco.
Pacheco all day long.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Pacheco on the ground. Okay. So they've got three guys that you kind of worry about with obviously Mahomes being, the ultimate X factor.
And honestly, the wild card Valdez Scantling, like he might not catch it, but the guy gets open downfield. And you know that the 40, like, you have Ambry Thomas on him or something. Like you can see it happening.
So watching that game from last year, and rewatching that game from last year, MVS caught a couple bombs over the top, and those are backbreakers, and that's what's also leading to my thought process of the Niners playing soft and not trying to play that aggressive style like I thought they did in that matchup last year. I think they're going to play a little softer zone and kind of give up the underneath so MVS, won't hit them over the top.
So let me ask a crazy outside of the box thinking, and what do you guys think about it? Would you consider putting Javarius Ward on Kelsey? Back him up with a safety. That's your best cover guy. You take away or slow down their best weapon. I think the Chiefs would absolutely be thrown for a loop if that happened.
Actually, I like that. I like that idea. I like that idea.
Press him, play right up on him, and have a safety.
Like a boxing one?
I am not going to let Travis Kelce beat me, damn it. That is what Bill Belichick and Spagnuolo earlier has done for years. I'm going to take away your best player. If Valdez Scantling is going to get 10 and 120, then I'm going to tip my hat to you. But Kelce is not going to beat me. And I know everybody says that, but who really does something about it? Who really does?
You got to do something. That guy will find a soft zone.
You're going to have to rely on Shanahan. And here's the issue I have. It's going to be the strategic level here. The coaches.
Game plans all day.
Right? Because you got Shanahan versus Andy Reid. This isn't Dan Campbell, right? He's not going to throw away games. Shanahan is not going to be out, or he's not going to out coach Andy Reid. It's not going to happen. So that's something that I'm going to watch just to see how Shanahan matches up with what Andy Reid does, because I think Andy Reid's going to have his game. But
Shanahan's going to go really head up against Spagnuolo. And Spagnuolo is probably the best defensive coordinator. He's been doing it for a lot of years.
I saw some clips, Los, on Spagnuolo. Alex Rollins on YouTube had put out some videos, and Spagnuolo is so good at disguising his coverages. Like he had two high safeties, and it looks like they're playing, whether it's a two-man zone with two guys deep, or but really it's an all-out blitz. And those safeties are in man coverage, and it's disguised really well. Good thing about a heavy blitz approach from the Chiefs would be, man, Brock Purdy is the best quarterback in the NFL against the blitz. He's just so decisive with his throws.
That's a good point. Brock was talking today. Somebody asked him a question about playing flag football until he was 12. And he actually said he encourages parents to let their kids play flag football because he feels like when he got into the game of flag football so fast, because you have to throw it quickly because there's really nobody blocking. There's guys that just get through. And he said that when he started playing tackle football, the game was slower for him. Is that one of the, most quarterbacks that are in the NFL probably played Pop Warner and skipped flag football. Brock played it all the way up into, 7th, 8th grade. It's interesting because flag football, it's like guys on you so quick. You got to just pick somebody to throw it to. And
Are you
know.
saying that we should nominate Brock Purdy for the USA quarterback and when that goes
Yeah,
to the
exactly,
Olympics?
for the Olympics. In what is that going to be in 28? They're going to introduce flag football. There we go.
It definitely forces that computer and processing speed to be faster.
But I mean, it could play. I want to ask you guys this. This is kind of stuff that has really nothing to do with what happens on the field, but we see history kind of repeat itself all the time with little things.
Look at you.
Mike Shanahan.
Are you
Kyle's
saying that
dad.
there's going to be a new strain of COVID after a 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mike Shanahan lost his first 2 Super Bowls as a coordinator for the Broncos. Won his first with the Niners and then went on to win 2 more as head coach of the Broncos. Kyle's been in 2, and I still don't understand why everybody gets on him for blowing the 28-3 lead. He wasn't the defensive coordinator who gave up, 31 second half points. I mean, that's not on Kyle.
There was a lot of
if I could jump in, there was one call that I going back that I questioned Kyle on. It was like the Falcons were in field goal range.
Yeah, and he got sacked.
They could have ran it to get a little closer. Kyle, I can't remember if it was a play action or not, but Matt Ryan ended up getting sacked, taking them out of field
Devontae
goal
Freeman
range.
just got blown up too.
Yep.
And,
That was one play.
That was it.
Like, you know what, Kyle? Probably should have just ran it there and tacked on 3.
Tacked on 3, and then it would have been pretty difficult for them to be caught because
felt like it.
I mean, they had to score and get 2-point conversions to tie. It was like everything went their way. But anyway,
Dan, real quick, you were talking about earlier. You're talking about weapons, right? How Kansas City only has basically 3 weapons. You're saying Pacheco, Kelsey, Mahomes. Here, I kind of go back to this. They were able to beat Baltimore, which has a better defense than the 49ers. They were able to come out to win. Now, it's going to be a little bit different because
but Baltimore didn't have much of an
They only scored 17
offense.
points. So on that defense.
and that's the deal. And that's going to be the key, right? Is the offense.
The Niners have, if you look at, they got the 2 receivers, they got McCaffrey, and they got Kelsey. That's 4, plus Purdy. That's 5. Juszczyk is kind of an unsung hero. You never know what Juszczyk could do. He could. We saw him last week catch that amazing catch on the sideline, toe tap,
tippy toe. Yeah, that was nice.
I mean, that's a wide receiver catch.
Yeah,
and who I think is going to have a big one too, who you didn't mention there, is Juwan Jennings.
Yeah,
I think Juwan, he might not catch many balls.
That ball he
does catch, they make such an impact on that game. They're always in traffic. He's reaching up high, converting for first down. So it's Juwan. I'm expecting him to catch, might only be, 3 or 4 balls. I think it's going to be a big 3 or 4 balls, in traffic, in clutch moments. One of them might be a touchdown. So Juwan, he's kind of that dark horse X factor. I know Niners fans, we know him well. We appreciate him and the blocking and what he does, but just nationally, everyone knows about all the other weapons, but man, don't sleep on Juwan.
Plus he blocks his ass off for those outside zone runs
all day.
Here's some of that Connor Allen stuff you guys are talking about. 8 key stats you need to know before betting on the Super Bowl. You guys want to look at this yet, or you want to wait a little bit on this?
Let's take a look. You got it up there.
Okay.
Purdy's played against 2 top 5 pass defenses this year, week 6, Cleveland, and week 16, Baltimore, both his worst games of the season. Scroll up. Chiefs defense ranks 3rd per drop back EPA, 3rd in success rate allowed, 4th in explosive pass rate allowed. Okay, 2nd impression. This is why I think the key is if the Niners can run the ball, and if they're in 3rd and 3 less situations constantly, I think the Niners can manage.
Can we see a Wishnowsky fake also? Like this would be the perfect time for a Wishnowsky fake. No one's expecting it. Hasn't been done.
Run.
Called from the sideline or Wishnowsky on his own? Does he have the guts to do it on his own if it's open
No.
Oh,
in the
okay.
Super Bowl?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All day.
This guy's got eight little key facts about this game that are really interesting. I'm sure you guys started reading them, right?
Yeah, dude, we just did right. Number one. Here's number two. The Chiefs have absolutely locked down top wideouts this season. They've been susceptible to fringe wide receiver ones and secondary options, though. There's clear number ones. They did done pretty good. And then
That's
Yeah,
why
with the
that's why I'm
Niners,
not
I couldn't
crazy.
even tell
Who
you.
had
I'm not
9
crazy about
receptions there?
Ayuk having a big game.
9
Let's roll up.
receptions was
Garrett
well,
Wilson.
60.
Tyreek Hill had 8.
Oh,
For
Oh,
60 though, 60 yards.
yeah, nothing. That's
But it's like,
Yeah,
who is
nothing.
the number one wide receiver? Like BA,
Well,
statistically, but
that's
it's
my
like all
point.
of us have been talking up
Mm.
Debo here. So
Well, that was my so who does he shadow? Does he shadow Debo? And then you like, so if you look at these fringe wide receiver ones, then you look at Ayuk going off. If it's the reverse, then I love Debo.
Looks like Christian
that-
Kirk had the best game.
That means I have to bet both.
I see
My guy.
Ayuk having just the classic like Ayuk game where he has like maybe 4 for like 70, but like one like huge, 40-yarder.
Yeah,
Here's
go to the next.
number-
Go to 3.
There's 3 right here. Well, actually, let me back up a little bit, then go to 3. There we go. Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, and George Kittle all played 60% plus of the snaps in 11 games together. There's the target shares. Debo Samuel, 22, almost 23%. Brandon Ayuk, 21%, 21.5%. George Kittle, 18%.
So I think that's just going back to number 2, the number 2 point that he
You
was
want to
making.
go back number 2?
No. I was saying that number 3 is just talking about number 2.
Oh, fair enough. No,
Yeah.
let's go back. Number 4. Oop,
There's
oop, oop, oop.
3B. There's a 3B.
Oh, is there a 3B?
You can just
Oh, there it is.
scroll
Yep,
down
there you go.
all together. You don't have to go back.
The Chiefs defense leads the league in 2 high safety looks. I think Baller, you talked about that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And in those 11 games on plays against 2 high looks, the 49ers target shares were Debo Samuel, 27%, Brandon Ayuk, 17, almost 18%, George Kittle, 16%.
Do teams typically play too high against the Niners?
I don't
don't
think
know.
so, Rye. I feel like it's usually a single high because you want that extra man in the box or closer
Yeah.
to the line of scrimmage to kind of take away the middle of the field. So it'll be interesting if Spags sticks with his too high or if they, kind of bring an extra guy down in the box.
Look at this. Number 4, the 49ers use zone blocking on a large majority, 75% of their rush attempts. The Chiefs run defense against runs with zone blocking.
This is
Ooh,
what I
look
was
at that.
saying earlier.
That's
The
huge
run.
right there.
Yep.
That's
This
huge.
is what I was saying. The Chiefs are
Yep.
near the bottom of the league.
You were right.
Yep,
Not 2 away from the bottom.
Yeah.
exactly. Number 5, nearly 70% of the Chiefs rush attempts come out of the shotgun, averaging 4.92 yards per carry. 49ers run defense versus runs out of the shotgun, 4.6 yards per carry allowed.
2.74 yards after contact
After
per
contact.
attempt. Pacheco averages 2.77 yards after contact. That's
They're gonna
interesting.
have the Niners have to clean that up. 4.6 yards.
Yeah.
I would be disappointed if they gave them
1000%.
4.6 yards a clip.
No doubt.
4 or 5? We on 5?
Round 6. Round
Six.
6. Here we go. 49ers defense rushes 80% and
that's
plays zone
insane.
defense 75%
Right there.
plus on
Right
the large
there.
majority of their plays. Patrick Mahomes against 4 pass rushers and zone defense, 70% completion rate,
Hello.
7 yards per attempt,
Right there.
7.5% completion percentage over expectation, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
10. Geez, wow.
Mahomes threw the
Mahomes
second
is
most
second.
interceptions in the NFL against that matchup.
That's who we are, though,
That's
Lo.
what it
I still
feels like.
hate it.
Yeah,
I
it
still
feels
hate
like
it.
they're gonna need to get some
Mm.
takeaways.
Yeah.
7A. Rashee Rice ran a route on over 65% of the dropbacks in every meaningful game from week 12 on. During that span, Rashee Rice leads the team in targets per route run, 0.26, and target share, 27%. Travis Kelce was second with 0.20 TPRR rate and a 23% target rate.
Mhm.
Huh.
So from week 12 on, looks like it's Rice and Kelce. I mean,
So then maybe you take Ward and you just stick him on Rice, shut Rice down, he's out, and then you take both linebackers and a safety, and you kind of zone up on
So you're making KC run, but that's the problem with the
Kelsey.
Niners, though, right? Is the run defense?
Yeah, and they can't tackle. They have to tackle better.
Yep.
I don't know. The Niners are going to have to show some different looks. They've been showing what I did not like with the Niners in the Detroit game, especially the first half. There was a 3rd and 18 play, that 3rd and 16, 3rd and 18. I think I can't remember if they completed a pass for a first down or if they gave it to Montgomery and he ran it for. But
no, they got a first down on 3rd and 12 on a run to the left with Gibbs.
Yeah,
and then later on 3rd and 16, they played that 4-man line, no pressure, soft zone, crossing pattern, easy completion.
It really pissed me off because it was a soft zone. There was Goff was the kind of quarterback that you had to show blitz to, even if you backed out of it. They did it on that one play. I don't know if you saw Acho break down. Did you see him break down that one play where
I did. By the way, I got to say, Acho has too much energy. I liked him at first, but it's like, dude, okay, just chill out a little bit. Like, you're just talking way too fast. Like, it's like this combination of like, it's like, is he on stimulants? Is he a preacher? I can't quite tell. It's somewhere in between.
Is he on stimulants?
Here we go. 7B against 4 pass rushers and zone defense, what 49ers do a lot. The Chiefs pass catchers have both performed well. Week 12 on. Rashee Rice, 25% target share, 3.2 yards per route run, 0.3 first read, 28% of routes. Travis Kelce, 21.5 target share, 0.24 targets per route run, 2 yards per route run, first read, 30%.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I've seen with Warner.
This is the last one.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The 49ers efficiency metrics look solid against tight ends, but they have allowed multiple tight ends to have success against them this season. And I guess we'll get into
trade.
Yeah, it's just a bunch
of
different.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's just what they've done against.
Yeah, it's just
different tight ends.
This is a bunch of different tight end stats.
You know, one of the things that the Niners should be doing is,
thanks, Eric.
At times, Warner is the best. We've all agreed that Warner is probably the top cover linebacker in football. I mean, former safety at BYU. He can come up to the line of scrimmage and show blitz and back off into coverage and be 15 yards downfield so quick and into the zone coverage or pick up a man. They have not shown that much this year. And it's interesting because you got to keep them guessing, you know, when they go 4 down line and they play soft zone, Mahomes will eat that apart because he's going to know he's going to have time there. You know, you're talking, especially if they keep a tight end in, you're talking 6 on 4, you know? So if you keep that tight end in 6 on 4 and you send guys out into coverage, Mahomes isn't going to get sacked. If anything, if nobody's open, he's going to scramble and get 10 or 15 yards. This is why they've got to play disciplined, stay in their lanes, and at times run 5, send 6 at them. You got to mix it up, Los, like you said. You can't just play this soft vanilla because.
And who's on that? Who decides that? That all Wilkes or is that
Wilkes,
Shanahan as well?
That's all Wilkes.
It's all Wilkes. Okay, Shanahan.
I think Shanahan will give his opinion.
He'll give his opinion. Yeah, he'll be pissed.
I think he overrides Wilkes.
He was pissed.
Okay.
You could see on the sidelines a couple times he was pissed at some of the defensive calling in the first half last week.
Well, and you know, the call against the Vikings was the most egregious call I've maybe ever seen. Ever on a football field, where Wilkes went all out blitz right before the half.
Right.
So, yeah, that
Do you think, Eric,
we haven't seen a blunder like that again? And
Eric, question on that: do you think that play has made Wilkes a little bit trepidatious of sending too many guys because of what happened? Because it was a bad call because of the timing. It was the end of the half, but we don't even see that hardly, in the middle of a game, just with, nothing really, no pressure on the line as far as we know they're going to try and score on this play.
The Niners don't blitz a ton,
Right.
but Wilkes, he mixes it in. And same thing, I call it the double A gap look, where Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw are hovering kind of at the D line, right over, the offensive line center. They do mix in the double A gap. They do blitz, but for the most part, that was never even Robert Saleh's style or D'Amico's style. This defense has never been a heavy blitz defense.
Never.
That being said, you got to keep Mahomes
Carroll.
honest. If Mahomes knows who's coming and what kind of coverage you're in, it's going to be a long day. But like Acho's breakdown, which I like the energy. I like Acho's energy. Give me more of that. But I liked Acho kind of showing how the Niners were disguising that coverage. Like, it looked like it was a man.
Yes.
Dre Greenlaw is following the receiver back and forth, and turns out it's a zone, and it stifled Jared Goff. So you got to mix it up. You can't telegraph your defense to Pat Mahomes.
All right, Eric.
And to follow with that, we can all agree in sports, when you know what the other person or the other team is doing, it helps. If I'm a hitter and I know a fastball's coming, I'm going to be a little bit more on that. If I'm playing defense and I know this guy can't dribble and all he can do is shoot threes, Clay, I'm going to get right up on him. So the key, like I started the show with, is being unpredictable. And this is my fear. Like Ryan has his fear. My biggest fear is Spagnuolo has 100% authority to do whatever the F he wants. Whatever he wants, and Andy Reid will not even look at him sideways. I don't think Wilkes has that authority. I remember Bosa distinctly saying, "Hey, bro, we rush 4 and play zone here. We don't blitz." But you know what, Nick? You can rush 4 if you got 4 good pass rushers. Right now, on February 7th, we have 1 good pass rusher right now, and that's Nick Bosa. Hargrave is not playing well. Young is not playing well. Armstead is a little beat up. He's not playing well. Let's call it what it is. So 4 guys are not going to get there, damn it. You do something different. That is stubborn. And that is
Patty Mahomes has been sacked 1 time. So
he has not even been touched. His jersey is clean. Let me tell you something. This is a little history lesson. 1997. Niners had the #1 defense in the league. I went to the NFC Championship game against Brett Favre and the Packers. All year long, the Niners are doing exactly what they do now. Baller hit it right on. The Niners have had 1 defensive coordinator that I can remember in my history that was aggressive, and that was Pete Carroll. They've been a 4-man rush team as far back as I can remember.
Seifert was aggressive.
Yeah, he was a bit. 97 NFC Championship game. They rushed 4 all game long. Favre picked them apart. They won the game. 2 weeks later, Favre goes to the Super Bowl. They're playing the 18th ranked Broncos defense. Their game plan was to blitz the crap out of Favre. Did Favre hit him and beat him deep a couple times? Yes, he did. But they also picked him off, and they also hit him and caused a key fumble late in the game because of a blitz. I'm not saying blitz every down, but damn it, you cannot just rush 4 guys. If they rush 4 guys and play zone, they're not winning this game. They're just not going to win this game. They have got to mix it up against this guy. They've got to hit him early. They've got to take that read and react, be aggressive, and go after this guy. Spagnuolo, if you remember the Chiefs Super Bowl against the Niners, he was laying back for 2 or 3 quarters. What did he do in the 4th quarter? He brought it. All kinds of blitzes. Everybody talks about Mahomes 3rd and 15 and them moving the ball. The Niners had 2 chances to just get a few first downs to ice that game. They couldn't even do that. Why? Spagnuolo made adjustments. That's the difference. That's what scares the crap out of me.
Hey guys, I got a question for you. I got to set up a scenario.
Oh, we got to go ahead. We had a disclaimer we had to throw in though. NorCal Sports does not endorse all of its guest comments. We will not take shots at Klay Thompson on this show. Okay.
Here's a scenario. It's a tie game. 4th quarter. There's say 10 seconds left. To win it, you got to kick a 47-yard field goal. Are you guys concerned or not? Are you
has
guys
he missed
or not?
Has he missed a kick at all in the game? Because if Moody's missed a kick,
you got to rely on Moody.
I feel like no. If he's missed a kick at any point earlier in the game, he drills it.
Okay.
If he hasn't missed a kick, then he's got the yips. He might miss it.
Okay, we'll say it's his first kick. You concerned?
Well, that's not possible.
I'm talking about like for 3.
Yeah. Oh, then I'd be really concerned. I honestly would almost weirdly be less concerned if he already had missed one. Like,
that's what
I
well,
don't know.
if you look at him this year, like when he misses kicks, he misses them early in the game, and then he's fucking money the rest of the game.
He's always wide right. Did he miss 2 against the Raiders in that stadium?
He hasn't played. He hasn't played against the Raiders. He's never kicked there.
That was last year.
Maybe not. There was somewhere he missed 2. I can't remember where it was.
He missed 2 against Cleveland, I think, didn't he? Didn't he miss an extra point? And he
missed
missed
an extra point and a field
He's
goal.
never missed 2 field goals in a game.
Sketchy weather.
Well, one stat on Moody, the Niners as a team finished like 29th in made field goals. And a lot of that is because Brock Purdy punched it in for 7.
Right.
But that being said, the point stands is that Jake Moody is relatively untested. Like he didn't kick I think he attempted like 25 kicks all year. You know, he's hitting it was like 82 or 84% off the top of my head. Like it was, it was somewhere in the middle of the pack. But to add to that, Moody's longest kick that he made, at least in the regular season, was 52 yards. Like Moody, we didn't put him out there for a bunch of deep field goals. So Moody, he was middle of the pack percentage-wise, but he also had a lot of shorter kicks. So to be honest, to answer your question, Eric, I'd be nervous.
I
just want him kicking extra points.
Versus Harrison Butker, who's just like all-time, just money.
55 yards, easy.
Like we're not even going to recently. He has, but we also like we're not going to be able to like return a kick. Like the guy kicks it out of the freaking end zone every time.
I'm okay with Moody. I think Michigan.
You're a kicker, Dan.
Michigan won the championship this year. Harbaugh back in the NFL. Kyle gets.
What does that have to do with us, Dan?
Yeah,
Kyle's got to get his ring.
If he's missed a kick, I feel really comfortable that he'll drill it to win the game. If he hasn't had many kicks, like let's say they go for 2 and he's kicked a couple of extra points, but he hasn't had any field goals, and then it comes down to him kicking at the end of the game for the title, then I'm fucking scared.
I personally will not have my eyes on the screen, probably for even his extra points. Like I just have to listen to it.
Don't you have a juicy bet? Don't like you and I talked during the 3-game losing streak, Rye, and you're like, now's the time to bet on. Like they're gonna win the fucking title. Like I'm gonna fire on them. That's what you told me.
I ended up not firing on them this year because I was like, the odds were still pretty low, and what I ended up doing instead, which was really stupid, is I was like, in my mind, I was like, I like the value of the Chiefs right now, and I like the depressed value of the Niners. But I feel like I'm going to jinx it if I bet on the Niners. So what I did is I bet on Cowboys Chiefs Super Bowl matchup and Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl matchup, thinking that, well, as long as I, whatever, if the Niners make it, then I won't feel bad. And that just ended up being stupid.
So I went to the NFC Championship game, and every time, so Moody missed that kick, right? And then every time after that he was kicking, my entire section was like, do your fucking job, Moody. Do your job. We were all yelling, do your job. And he did. He did his job the rest of the game.
Is that the loudest you heard Levi, Sean, Baller?
1,000%. It was Baller, you were there too, right?
I was there, yeah, against the Lions.
Yeah, you lost your voice.
It was insanely loud, right?
Nice.
It was. It sounded loud. That being said, I had to get on my section 108. Like I was standing up yelling at some of my people. It was quiet in my section. Like the stadium felt loud, but the people around me, I had to I'm like, hey, let's get I'm not usually that guy who's like trying to encourage people to cheer, but it's like in this game, I felt like we needed it because I'm yelling my ass off and I'm looking around. I got the guy next to me just sitting down, like he's got Niner stuff on, not saying a peep. I'm like, dude, we got to make noise when the Lions have the ball. I'm trying to tell him. So
yeah, we couldn't
noisy,
stand,
but
we couldn't sit down.
Yeah.
Everyone in my section was standing, so it was like we're all standing up. It was loud as shit. Are you going to the game on Sunday?
I ain't got that kind of cash. I wish.
Yeah,
it's about 10,000-12,000 right now, isn't it, to get in?
No.
Honestly, I would not want to go.
No, it's the get-in price to sit in the last row is 5,000.
5.
you could probably get, like, my buddy went in 2012 to New Orleans, and he waited until about 3 hours before the game, and he got lower bowl, 35-yard line, like 30 rows up, or I'm sorry, like 15, 20 rows up for 3,500. So obviously inflation, like, you know, it's in Vegas, it's gonna be a little bit more, but we could probably get the same thing for probably four grand if you wait till right before the game.
There you go, Proctor. You need to go.
I'm almost there, dude. I'm debating.
Are you?
I'm debating,
Nice.
but I can. Yeah.
Would you catch a flight in the morning, or
Shoot.
would you?
Now Sean's
drive?
put it in my mind. Now I'm thinking about it.
Baller, let's go, dude. Let's go, bro. No,
go.
it's the flight is $1,000 to fly on Southwest.
Hey,
You can
you know what? Somebody just you're thinking of buying a house tonight? Call Sean, and
That'll cover it.
That'll cover. Just, you know, you weren't going to
That'll do
use Sean. It's an unexpected sale.
Yep.
Send
go.
Sean to the game.
Let's go.
Just go. Let Sean find you a house.
No, I got one.
I think the move is you spend 3,500, you get the new Apple goggles, and then you just watch it on some movie theater in your house.
Have you seen some of the videos? Like, guys would be flying and he's doing this. I was like, what is going on, man?
Hey, is
No,
Nickelodeon
it's
going to be showing the game so we can just kind of watch it with Smurfs and stuff like that instead?
Wait. Are they going to do like the Toy Story thing? Because that was actually pretty sick.
Talking about Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
guess that's
going down.
Nickelodeon, so that's not. That's just the slime.
Nickelodeon's definitely broadcasting this game, but I
Can
think
we
it's a
pull up
SpongeBob
the-
theme.
Has anybody got pull up the
Assuming nobody goes to the game, is everybody like watching it in a group, some kind of a watch party, and when it's this big of a game, do you like watching it by yourself?
I like to watch by myself with one or two football fans. That
I would watch the game with any one of you guys.
Yeah.
I asked my wife, like, should we throw a party? Because I have this TV right here. This is in like the living room, so the kids could play here, and like people who don't really want to watch the game could be here. And then in the other room, I got the 77-inch OLED, and we could, like, anyone who wants to listen to the game, watch the game, we could be in there. And she was like, "I'm not throwing a party." Like, what are you talking about?
Whoever the host is, the wife or
kibosh on
girlfriend does not like me over because I get really loud when coaches make bad decisions or when referees make bad calls. Ooh, Lord, and that Latin temper comes out loud.
Yeah,
so
I like to watch a game with a few people that are into the game but are not like talking the whole game. Just,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
let's you know, sit there. I want to focus. I want to hear what's going on. I want to watch what's going on. And in between, you know, I'll have Mark Graves. He'll be over
I'll tell you what, what's going to be the over-under for Dan and Los saying, come on, man, during the game?
I don't get that too worked up.
I do.
I know that's.
You got-
I'm glad you're going to the Bay Area for this.
I
You
know
guys-
Dan
yeah, you guys-
invited me, and I was like, Mika might not want me to come back over here. I get hot.
Where is everyone watching the game then?
I think I'm going to. One thing that's nice about LA, I will say, that's kind of fun, is just because there's so many transplants. Like, if you go to these like sports bars, like, you know, let's say it's like Bills Dolphins, like it is all Bills fans from Buffalo and like Dolphins fans from Miami, and everyone's in jerseys. So I'm probably going to go to a bar. There's gonna be a bunch of Chiefs fans, and I'm just gonna scream with all the Niners fans. And then, very similar to last week, if it's similar to last week, I will tuck my tail between my legs and go home and watch in solitude. If they're down a bunch, I need to really lock in /, get pretty depressed.
I am glad that you said LA and you said plants. The second part of your word there, plants. I'm glad it was plants, because you first had me worried there when you said there's a lot of trans in LA, and I was like, okay.
I mean, I'm down to
staying
I
home
like a
for
freaky
this one.
party.
I'm still, waffling through a couple things. 2019, the last Super Bowl matchup, I went to the watch party, and I thought the Niners were going to win it. And I was feeling good, and then all of a
Felt
sudden,
like a
I'm at this party,
99%.
and I'm my hands are just on my face and I'm just depressed. I'm staying home is the plan right now. My wife already asked me, hey, what kind of apps we got to get going. So, the guacamole will be there, the sausage dip. I'm game planning. The pregame will be ready. The fridge
Where do you
is
live,
closed.
Barler?
So
Where do you
I'm
live?
in Walnut Creek.
Oh, you're in the
grew up
creek.
in South
Okay.
Oh, what
City.
the hell?
Shout
I
out
didn't
South
even know that
City.
you were in Walnut Creek. I don't know why we didn't get together back when I was
Well,
just right
I
there.
moved here mid-COVID.
Oh,
Kids are getting older, and I grew up South City, born and raised, and the
Born and
the
raised
weather's
in South
nicer, the
Detroit.
schools are better, right? The public schools are really good out here. That was one of the main reasons, but I love it out in the East Bay.
Baller, I'll hit you up. I'm going to be in Walnut Creek Friday afternoon at Massey's pool place with a bunch of friends. So if you'd like to play pool, come on through and have a few pops, man. I'll talk to you.
Oh, hey, a little bit of pool.
Okay.
I'm decent. I can hang.
No pre-Super Bowl party. Yeah. Come on through. Bring some of your boys.
I like it.
Definitely.
All right.
okay, I've got a really horrible question to ask. So in that the 2019 Super Bowl, because I was thinking about this for the Lions fans, like there was a point, I think, if you were a Lions fan, where it was okay as a fan to fully let your guard down and just be like, wow, it's really happening. We really won this game. And then obviously it all went bad. But like, did you guys allow yourself in 2019 at any point? Did you have that feeling we were like, I can't, like, my guard's like kind of down. I can't believe it, but like, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Cause I definitely felt that.
That second interception, I thought that was it. Just
yeah.
like they didn't even need to score. Just like get a few more first downs, another 3 minutes off the clock. We're up 2 scores. That's it. Couldn't get a first down.
That's why when the Niners get a pick in this game coming up, I don't want everyone running down. They're probably going to do it anyway, but I'm old school. I don't want everyone running down to the end zone to celebrate, taking pictures, posing for the camera. Hey, wait till the game's over. Yeah. Lock in, seal the deal, because after that interception and they all went to go celebrate, and it was all downhill from there.
Hey, Eric, you're onto something, because when Bosa got a big sack against Detroit, and they were down still, I think 14 or 17, he didn't do his usual. He didn't celebrate. He's like, nah,
hey,
man.
Stay locked in, dude. Take the photos after.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you. Learn your lesson, please.
Yeah, that 2019 was interesting. So I was at a Super Bowl party, like a big party, and it was my birthday. And I just had an insane amount of bets on that game. Like, I had first half, I had full game, I had Bosa for $250 to win MVP at 40-1, which he would have fucking won MVP because he had like 3 sacks and 4 tackles for a loss. And then it just all started to crumble, and I was like very, very upset as this is going on. But I can't get super upset because there's a bunch of people I don't know at this party. There's fucking kids running around. I'm like, they're giving me birthday cake. I'm like, I'm just like, it was a mess. And then when they lost, I was absolutely crushed. I couldn't have been more crushed.
All right, guys. I want to cover some betting props here. What do you guys like to see? You guys want to see
MVP?
You want to see the odds for? You want to look at some game props, or you want to look at?
You know what else? I had an idea. Just because I know how much fantasy football means to the NorCal Sports Network and just drafts in general, throw out odds, throw all that out. I was thinking maybe it'd be fun if we just went around and we each picked like a first touchdown option. Ooh, just a player. Just throw odds out. Maybe we all throw in, $10 or something, and the winner gets 60.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know how we'd order it.
What do you want to do?
Sorry. Like we each get a player. Like we go around, we just snake draft it. Like we each get a player to pick to get first touchdown. Like,
first touchdown for the game or for the Niners?
The game. So it'd be like your options would be like, Kelsey, Kittle,
I love
whatever,
it.
Debo, McCaffrey.
Yeah, that's fun.
So
then if it's not one of them, then
we all have to take somebody different then, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Dan loves hedging. Dan loves splitting time.
Right. Yes, Dan. We all have to take someone different.
I'm half listening and trying to find my props that I just lost on FanDuel. How are we gonna determine who goes first?
What about like a random ordered, like
That's Ryan's
Eric, would you be
idea.
able to like go to like a random order
there a-
generator and just
Yeah,
like pull it up and just click like submit just
A
for
spinning
everyone to see?
wheel or something? Or
Yeah, no,
some
there's
kinda-
a free website. Just click on like random
number
order generator. Yeah, random number generator. So Los will be
How about if
one,
we
Dan
do
will be two.
whose ever face appears up on the screen? Like we just kind of, go something like
Something like
this.
what, Dan? No way.
Something
we're
like
overcomplicating this, aren't we?
this.
Hey, what's up, Dan?
Hey. I can't get everybody back. Help me out, Eric. There we go.
Back.
There we go.
There.
Whoa, who did we lose? There we go. Hey, what happened to the positions?
There we go. There.
There we go.
Oh,
All right.
hold on.
Oh, we moved positions there. All right.
There we go.
It don't matter.
Hollywood
All right,
Square.
You got an
Okay,
auto
now it
generator?
feels okay.
Hold
Now
on,
it
yeah.
feels okay. So Los will be 1, Dan will be 2, Ryo will be 3, I'll be 4, Barlow will be 5, Eric, you're 6, and just put in 1 through 6, max 6.
Right. What is this?
Am I 3?
Can I do this?
That's not
okay,
right.
here. You know what? I'll
not what
send
you
you
wanna
in a
do.
private chat a good one, and you can like put
Okay.
our names in.
Fair enough.
Okay, perfect. And you want a list.
There we
All right,
go.
hold
That's
on.
fun. This is a fun game. I like it.
Love it. I will. I
Yeah.
don't think you're going to touch this prop. So while we're loading that, I'm
it
taking
for
the
rep?
over. The over I saw on
Yes.
Eli Mitchell, 3.5 rushing yards. I mean, it's going to be a lot of CMC, and there has been games this year where McCaffrey refuses to go off the field. But I mean, Eli
I'd take
Mitchell,
that.
3.5
I'd take the
yards. Like
over.
all he needs is one carry, and he can get it done.
Right.
I love
like
that. Another prop that I saw that I actually really, really like is under the shortest touchdown run. And if it's, I think it's like it's under 2.5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
'cause they're
Do I
gonna be
just
like
hit
a goal
randomize?
line.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Dun dun dun. Oh, what do you know?
Oh,
Dirty
I'm
dog.
balling, actually. Cool.
Oh man. What
Like
the
that.
hell?
I thought it was Eric for a second. No, I'm balling. That's
Oh,
better.
come on,
Like that.
man.
Well,
Killing me.
Okay,
I'll
so
do
what-
the honors and take McCaffrey.
Oh,
So what do we?
oh man.
What do we?
All right.
What are we
Dan's
putting in?
It's like a player to score the first touchdown.
No. How much? How much?
Oh, I
$500.
mean, I said 10 each, like a friendly 10 each.
Yeah. I'd say either
10.
friendly 10 or friendly 20, whatever you want.
10 each is fine.
Okay. So we'll
Six.
Venmo everyone to Dan. Venmo Dan $10.
Yeah.
I don't know about Dan. I think I trust you a little more, Sean. I'll send it all
I
to
handle the
Sean.
money with the fantasy football. Ask my guys. I paid out like within 10 minutes. Of course,
Didn't you win?
well, I had to send out second and third, but I collected the 600.
I'm just messing, Dan.
No, we're cool. It doesn't matter. It don't
Yeah.
matter. But
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in for 10.
all right.
Yeah,
so,
I like it.
Yep.
all right. So first touchdown,
who's-
Rise you got to put him down. CMC. Who's keeping records of this?
Who?
Eric.
Eric.
Oh,
You're.
Yep.
You got the so.
The
I'll do it.
honors?
I'll do it right
Okay,
here.
so
I got it.
you got it? All right, cool.
all right,
Yeah, I got
it. Looks like
Hold
I'm second
on.
here. Jeez.
Let me
Who do I want to go
TD.
with?
prop. Okay, so Ryan has got CMC.
Gosh.
Dan.
Nobody's gonna pick a chief, man.
This sucks because I may have to pick a chief. I'm gonna take it's gonna be I'm gonna go with Kelsey, and everybody's gonna go nuts right away with Taylor with Swifty and then it's gonna turn, the tide's gonna turn.
I hope when McCaffrey
Thank
scores
you.
a touchdown, they show a picture of Olivia Cooper.
Thank you, Dan, because you did not
better
take the
looking
player
one.
that I wanted. I mean, Kelsey, not a bad pick, but I'm going Debo. I think Debo's
That's what I
going
was
to
gonna
get in.
do.
You know,
I should have went with
like
my
on
guy.
an end
Debo.
around. Might be on a run from like the 10-yard line. They might give me Debo.
Can I change my pick
No.
No.
and
No.
let him have
No.
Debo? Let him have
No.
Debo.
No.
Oh, jeez.
So what is it now? CMC? Who'd you pick, Dan?
I mean, I'm looking
Kelsey,
at the odds
I
right
got it.
now.
I got it,
and
Eric.
There's some
Okay.
good ones.
So who do you want, Los?
Well, I mean, I love Debo. I got money on him to win MVP of the game. So Baller took that one. So I will pivot, and I'm gonna go with Kittle.
George Kittle.
Kittle on a seam route.
Hey, what happens if none of us are right? Does the money roll?
Oh, we
over into
could
the
circle
next-
back. We could circle back. We could circle back, and we could all get a second, and that would kind of guarantee that there would be one.
Okay.
Have to. Someone's
Have to.
making $60 out of this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
That's a good call. That's a good call, right?
So like in
Um,
fantasy, we'll just like Sean can get 2 picks back to back. I guess.
Yeah.
Dan's trying to cheat already, Eric says.
So I'm gonna go.
Just like a
with-
draft, man.
So we're gonna do a snake draft, right? So I get 1 pick,
Yeah.
and then Eric gets 2, and then it comes back to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I look okay. So I'm gonna go with Pacheco.
Oh, that's great. That's good value.
Yeah.
That's some
Yeah.
fucking sweet value at the 5-hole.
Ayuk. And then who should I go? And Rice.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Good work. Good work.
that's
All
good
right,
work.
So it's on me.
The pickings do get a little slim. But
Slim pickings. Let's go with
Dan is looking to trade. Oh, that's great.
Dan's already
love it.
sweating. Look at him, he's sweating. It's just like, how can I trade this pick?
Dan
I'll
hates
trade
to
you
lose.
$3 of the winnings for.
Dan hates to lose, even if it's $10.
I'm gonna go with Justin Watson.
oh, that's sneaky.
Whoa. That's definitely sneaky.
Wow.
All right, Los.
Oh man, I don't want to pick a Chief, and I'm not going to. I'm going to pick a guy that scored 2 touchdowns in the last Niners Super Bowl, Kyle Juszczyk.
Wow.
I love it.
Wow. He has actually insane value. He's 60 to 1.
He is
60 to 1 on
always
what?
open. He is always open. They don't
What
even
site are you
look
looking at? 60 to 1 on what?
On
the
my
first
bookie
touchdown.
site. Just for
Oh my
reference, he has worse odds than Charlie Warner, Sky Moore, Richie James, Noah Gray, McCole Hardman, Ray McLeod, Elijah Mitchell, Justin Watson.
I like
Some
it.
good value.
Who's up?
Baller.
If,
Oh,
because
it's on
he's
me.
got good
Ooh.
value. If he hits, can I get 80?
Oh man. Oh, should I go? I might go. You guys might
should
not
get
even
80
see
if
this
he
one coming.
He's going to take who I was going to. Who I'm.
We're
probably-
gonna go back.
Okay,
We're gonna go back a
I'm
third
doing it,
time.
I'm
We're gonna go
doing
back
it,
a third time.
I'm doing it. I'm going Brock Purdy.
Oh, that's
on
a
the
good
QB
one.
sneak.
I thought
I'm
about
going
that.
Brock
I thought about
Purdy's
that,
gonna
E.
sneak, get down to the 1, and rather than hand it off and maybe tackle for just. And I feel like Purdy's gotten better at his quarterback sneaks. That was one thing Jimmy G was really good at. Purdy's rookie year, I think he got stopped a couple times, but this year,
All right.
it feels like he's been pretty
So you guys are
successful with his
leaving
QB
me-
sneaks.
We're gonna go back a third time.
All right.
We're each gonna get 3.
I want to get a
Yeah.
Niner, but you're leaving me the guy that could easily score the first touchdown, which I don't want. I want to be wrong and lose this $10, by the way. Actually, I that's why I picked the Chief just because if it happens, I win money, but it's money I really want to lose. Okay?
Dirty money.
Yeah, it's kind of
Filthy
like
money.
when I bet $500 for the
Fucking dirty
Dodgers to
money.
win Game 5. You know, because I had my season tickets for sale during the playoffs, and I was going to make the money back if the Giants went to the championship series. I bet on the Dodgers because I was like, you know, I got to win something out of this because if they lose, I'm going to be really down. So I was down, but I still won $500. So, you know what so I'm going to go with Mahomes.
Oh, dang it.
Nice.
Yep, thought about that one too.
Nice.
All right. So then I guess I get 2 picks.
You get 2
I will
picks.
be going with Clyde Edwards-Helaire
Mm.
and Juwan Jennings.
Mm.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice, Jennings. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, whenever you say that, I think of an eclair, a donut.
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of looks like one too.
Oh, man. Okay, who's left? Let's see. How about Debo's been picked, Ayuk's been picked, Kittle, Purdy, CMC, Juszczyk. How about I got to get a Niner in there.
Niners defense.
Ooh, that's not bad. Like a pick 6. Could we say Niners defense or we have to say the player?
Player.
No, you could say defense.
Oh,
I'd be,
Oh.
I'd be okay.
I
with
was,
that.
player.
I was gonna take him until Ryan opened his mouth.
I'm sorry.
Because Dan
You might
wasn't
not-
thinking that.
You
I'm
might not
telling
get to him. You know what?
I'm thinking
I'm
that.
just odds are I'm gonna go.
Dan, you have to go
No.
for the ultimate jinx and go Chiefs defense. Because that would be so tragic.
Yeah, I don't.
Pick 6.
Uh,
Pick 6 by
I don't. I got to
Steve.
get a Niner in there so I can have something to, you know. And I don't want to. I'm thinking Elijah Mitchell, but I don't want McCaffrey to get hurt. So I'm not going to. I don't want to do that because I don't see that happening unless McCaffrey's out.
But all you need is a McCaffrey, breaks a 70-yard rush
He's
to the
tired.
3, and then he's tired.
Yeah, he's tired. That's what I'm thinking. Who is? Let me think. Is there any other player that on the Niners? A 4th receiver.
Trent Williams.
Big fumble recovery. How about a wild this? How about a punt return by Ray McLeod?
Okay, then
Nice.
you can say Ray McLeod.
Yeah. Niners hold the Chiefs. Wait a minute. No, wait. I let me scratch that because he's not because the Chiefs aren't. Yeah, no, I'll take it because no. Chiefs aren't getting the ball first because whoever wins the toss, if
Oh my
wait a
God.
minute,
Pick a damn player.
it can happen. It can happen. It
It
can
doesn't
happen.
mean they're going to score just because they get the ball first.
Ray,
It
final
can-
answer.
It can happen. I
Okay.
was thinking they wouldn't get the ball first.
Ball.
The Chiefs. I'll go with Ray on a punt return.
Okay. Baller.
Okay. Yeah. On the longest 3-man draft I've ever seen. 3
This is
pick
classic
draft. I'm
Dan,
going-
spending all the time considering his
Last-
very third.
Last time the Niners played the Chiefs, I talked about last year's game. There's a player on the Chiefs who for sure had at least 2 touchdowns. I think he had 3, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken, and he's still available
Oh,
for
you're
the
on one.
Pickens here. And that's because the Niners, I was talking about the red zone being a key. Mecole Hardman was just running through the Niners on these jet sweeps last time these 2 teams play. So the Niners need to be prepared for these jet sweeps down in the red zone because it killed them last time. And for that reason, I think I'm getting good value here. I'll go Mecole Hardman.
Talk about Andy Reid having a big FU to Kyle. Like, you like running jet sweeps. You're not doing it. I will. Here you go. Here's 3 of them for touchdowns.
Really.
Give me the Niners D.
Niners D.
Yep.
All right, so I will not take the Chiefs D. I will not take the Chiefs D. And I don't even want to.
I think we lost you, Sean.
No,
You're muted.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
You're muted still. They must have pulled out or something.
Oh no, I actually
There you
pressed
go.
I actually hit the sure mic.
You're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna take. I said I don't want to take another Chief, but I'm gonna be forced to take a player who actually had the nerve on opening night to run his mouth and say how excited he is to play this team that he used to play for. And it's like, dude, you got paid and you were hurt the entire fucking contract.
I don't think McKinnon's playing.
No, I think is he not playing?
I don't think he is.
Oh, I think he's not playing. I thought you were going with
Okay.
Richie James.
No, McKinnon was like, "Oh, I can't wait to play against these guys."
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you got fucking paid and you did nothing. Like,
Yeah, he's a
what do you all been out of shape for? Okay, all right, thanks. You saved me, Dan. So I guess this is gross, dude. We're getting slim pickings.
There's one kind of good Chief left that's still like if you look at the odds,
It's not
up there.
It's not Sky Moore, but it's Valdez Scantling. That's the I'll take MVS. And I don't want to, but I'm gonna take MVS.
I don't like any of my picks. I don't think I have a shot, but I hope Ryan.
Dude, you have
wins.
Kelsey. You have Kelsey.
Yeah,
And
well,
Mahomes.
it's true. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't like my pick. I don't want to
Already
win.
trying to trade.
Don't want to win, but I don't want the freaking Chiefs to score first.
Oh man, I'm just gonna have to go with Chiefs defense.
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
Oh, I
you
love
have
it.
to.
That was a fun draft. There's
Okay,
really
we got 18 picks. What happens if none of us get it?
We suck.
I get it. I get it. We'll take the $10. We'll do another. Let's do another one of these. And if none of us get it, we'll roll the money into that.
Yeah, we'll have to do
Or-
something
or-
with
or
the
we all have
Giants.
or we all have a final score pick, and whoever's closest to that wins it.
Ooh.
So who are the most obvious guys that would screw us? Because my vote goes to Noah Gray.
Oh,
Okay.
the backup.
Like just
tight
like
end
a
for the-
random guy that would screw us.
Possibly.
I don't know if Chris Conley is going to be active.
Elijah
Conley.
Mitchell could do it. No,
Did no one
who
take
picked who?
Someone picked Mitchell.
No,
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 no
no
one
one
picked
picked Mitchell.
No,
I was thinking
wow.
of picking Mitchell,
That's
and I
right.
went with Ray for some crazy reason.
Charlie Warner, who doesn't really catch any balls, but he's 70-1.
I mean, he's caught like 3 balls all year.
Who took Jennings?
Yeah.
Somebody took Jennings,
Somebody
right?
took
Jennings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jennings is a great pick. Great
You
pick,
got
third down.
CMC, Jennings, and who
Yeah,
else?
so let me read off everyone. So Rice got CMC, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Juwan Jennings.
Hmm.
Dan rolled with none other than Mr. Pfizer, Travis Kelce, and Pat Mahomes and Ray McLeod. Ballers got Debo, Brock Purdy, and McCole Hardman.
That's
Okay.
solid.
Go,
Yeah,
go,
Lowe's-
go,
Lowe's-
baller.
Los is rolling with George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, and the Niners D. Get a little strip sack of Mahomes.
Long shot.
What if they get Mahomes for a safety? Does it have to be a touchdown? It's the first
Ooh, it has to
touchdown,
be a
right?
touchdown.
First
That's
We'll
touchdown.
give it to
Touchdown.
the Niner defense. Whoever picked Niner defense.
I would gladly give it to the Niners defense.
Who picked the Niner defense?
Oh no.
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 No,
Touchdown. We
Touchdown.
said
It's got to be a
touchdown.
touchdown. Yeah,
Oh,
not a safety.
touchdown. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's first touchdown of the game. not
Hey, you know
first
that
score.
invite to the pool place? Done. Baller, man. Everybody's agreeing to it, and you're like, nah, it's got to be a touchdown, bro.
Well, it is a first. It is a first.
Hey, I'm a
TD prop.
stickler. I'm a stickler for the rules. All right.
There
Hey,
you
but
go.
fellas,
And I
it's
got
been real. I'm a jump on out of here. I'll let you guys carry it home, but it's been a blast. You know, hey, shout out NorCal Sports. You guys are doing great things. And I
Yeah,
come in
hey.
and pop in on you guys. So
Guys,
keep up the good work, fellas.
Subscribe to tell everybody about your channel so get some
Hey,
more
it's,
stuff.
it's right here, Bay Area Baller 18. I've been mostly talking Niners, 2-3 times a week, but I'll mix in some Warriors as things are heating up. You know, I still can't count out this Warriors team, but I'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we got to talk
you know,
Warriors. We're going to do that sometime because when everything, the dust settles with this Super Bowl and we're kind of in no man's land with the Giants, we got to talk some basketball because I think they're starting to gel with the
looks like
emergence of
Wiggins.
Kuminga.
Hey, trade rumor Wiggins comes out, man, and he's been playing better. Jonathan Kuminga looks like a different player these last few weeks. I mean, Kuminga has looked freaking awesome. Like everything we've wanted him to be, he's putting it all together. So it's been great. Hey,
Baller, I
fellas,
got to get your opinion before you leave.
What's up?
Let me get your opinion, you and Rye. You guys are kind of pretty grounded when it comes to basketball. Am I is this too much hyperbole on my part? I said that Jonathan Kuminga in 1 to 2 years will be a perennial all-star, and he's 21. By the time he's 25, he will be a top 10 player in the league.
That's too much hyperbole.
That's lofty. That's lofty. I don't think I could go that high. I see Kuminga as maybe being like a fringe all-star type of player. You know, I'm thinking Sean Marion, Gerald Wallace, and he could exceed that. I don't want to put a limit because it feels like the sky's the limit for Kuminga, but I think he's going to be like a fringe all-star guy. He might make a couple, but I don't know about like every year he's locked in top 10 player. I hope so. I hope you're right, Dan.
I'm just seeing some crazy talent that he can't. I'm starting to see him take the, his ball skills, he's starting to take people off the dribble and just blow past them. And he's not having to go all the way in for the dunk, but he's being able to bank it in or just.
Oh yeah, the mid-range.
Ever since that terrible haircut.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. The haircut, the game's picked up since the terrible haircut. That's got to be what it is, right?
What it is.
He's like, I'm getting out the mud. Like I just shaved.
You know, Sean, I think this is my first time meeting you. Nice meeting you, Sean. Love talking ball with you. Dan, Rye, you're the man. Eric, hey, that's a great name you got, buddy.
Hey,
so
ditto.
We'll talk soon. All right, guys.
Take it easy.
Enjoy Sunday.
Wait,
right,
before you go. We need his final prediction for the score for the game.
Ooh.
Just text him, Los.
Text him, Los.
Text Baller, get his score for the game, and then we'll put that up.
Yeah. So just to finish up, I got Pacheco, Watson, and MVS. I got all Chiefs. It makes me want to fucking puke. And then Eric Scott. Me
and you suck in this.
Like right I'm as disgusted with my behavior as you are. So
and you actually have a pretty good one because Kelsey's 5-1 to score the first touchdown. So theoretically, you're getting great value. You're getting
let me tell you how I think when I bet. When I bet sometimes when I think like it might be a tough game, I bet that I might win some money, but hope I lose it. And kind of like, they score. Hey, great! I won some money out of this.
It's called an emotional hedge. I have an emotional hedge on this game.
Me too.
As soon as they was in the second.
I'm waiting to do that.
Second or third quarter of the NFC Championship game. I had like $200 left in my account because I bet on first touchdown of the game. I bet three of the Niners. It was Williams on the first play, that first drive. So I lost that. So I had like $200 left. And when they came out in the second half and I saw them go no huddle and I was like, oh shit, okay, they mean business. So I hopped on and I bet them the Niners money line live. The last $200, I won $550. I think is what I won. So I have $750, and then right when the game is over, I'm like, I'm just going to emotional hedge on the Chiefs. So I bet the Chiefs plus one, which was stupid. If I would have waited, +2 would have been much better because then I could have middled it. But I got the Chiefs +1 for $750. I'm fine with that. And I want to lose. I want to lose that money bad.
So here's the ultimate, like trying to thread a freaking needle type bet.
Talk to me, Goose.
So are we liking the under in this game? Because I think that I'm leaning towards the under.
47
Give
and a
me a
half,
win.
right?
Yeah.
All the pros love the under.
And everyone's on the like all the dummies are on.
I
the
like
over.
20. My score is 27-24, so I'm over. I'm taking Niners 27.
That you know what, Dan? That actually works out. I think that there's a pretty low chance that this turns into like a crazy high scoring thing. So what my thing is, I am going to tease this game, do a 6-point tease up 6 points
Over.
to the under, and then tease, or you could do over either way, and then tease the Chiefs to +8 because then there's just such
all
a
day long.
strong there's such a strong chance that the Niners could still win that, and like we could come away winners of the Super Bowl and winners of that bet.
I don't love teasing it. I love the Chiefs over key numbers, over 4, 7, like teasing them up to 8 is phenomenal. I think I'm going to tease the over 41 and a half.
Yeah.
47. Isn't it 47?
No, but when you're doing a 6-point, but when you do a 6-point teaser,
gotcha.
I'm going to tease the over because there is a chance with these two teams, especially the Niners offense, like it could go over, 53 and a half. Like it could, but I think there's. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, like, I don't think, over 41 and a half, these two teams can easily score over 41 and a half. So I love the Chiefs +8 over 41 and a half. I'm definitely going to bet that heavy, and I hope that we win everything, just all of the above. And I lose the $700. I don't give a shit, but I'm going to smash that fucking teaser. I'm going to smash Debo to win MVP. And that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm on Debo MVP.
Yeah,
the only thing
CMC MVP and Debo MVP. That's what I'm going to bet.
The only thing I see this game going under is if both teams really commit to running the ball a lot and the clock just keeps going and going and going, because both teams are saying out loud, yeah, we need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. Chiefs, because Niners D has not played well, and Niners, same reason. So it's a heavy running game. Yeah, that under might look pretty good. Ballers 27-23, by the way. Niners.
Okay, let me write this down.
All right, that would be under. That'd be under.
Muted, Dan.
That'd be over.
Is 20.
That would be over. That's 50. 27-23, 50. What are you doing, Sean, on the Debo? I know you. Are you doing a Benny on or more?
I was gonna do $200 at 22 to 1.
A couple of Benjis. Huh?
Yeah, $4,400 just to fucking smash
it's plus 22, right? 2,200.
Well, my line is 22. What is right? What do you have?
Probably worse because it's a bookie. Let's see.
Yeah, but your odds for first touchdown were phenomenal compared to what I had.
Debo is 15 to 1.
Okay, so I got 22. Let's see what it is on
I'm
FanDuel.
checking FanDuel right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
mine is such horseshit. Plus 120 for Mahomes.
Debo's
What even is
great.
that? They're plus
Debo's
110
at
for the
1,500
game.
for the first touchdown. Man, that's great odds.
MVP Super Bowl.
Debo's 25 on FanDuel, so I'll be sending you the money, Dan.
Oh, hey, wait. Not me. Not on this.
Not
show.
you. Not you.
Not me. You mean, yeah, not me.
My other friend. In Arizona. Nick Bosa. Okay.
Buster.
Nick Bosa, 80 to 1.
I like that. I'll tell you why.
80 to 1.
Nick Bosa, if he gets a few calls of holding and the guy, whoever he's going against, says, I can't hold him to stop him, Bosa could come up with 3 to 4 sacks. And if the Niners win,
You also have to think about who's calling this game. Like, it's Tony Romo. Like, Tony Romo is like, it's like, who is Tony Romo going to get the most excited about? By the way, imagine Tony Romo talking to Emmanuel Acho. That is too much. That
About Josh Allen.
About Josh Allen. Yeah.
About Josh Allen. That's the key.
what was
NFL
the
Super Bowl? Let's see. Who do I?
20,
What's Kelsey on FanDuel or on DraftKings?
he's 1,400 on FanDuel. Let me check DraftKings.
14.
DraftKings. DraftKings sometimes. Let me see. Come on, log in.
He's only 7 to 1 on my book.
Yeah. But I've been hearing like he's like 14 to 1
Plus
on a
140.
few.
Did it go up?
80 to 1
The
for
field is plus 180.
you could bet offensive, defensive, kicker, punter. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I don't
Yeah.
like.
You can bet quarterback or any other position.
Yeah,
What
I
is
saw
Any
that.
other
quarterback?
position minus 250 for quarterback. Any other position is plus 170.
That's like kind of a nice like the Niners. I mean, let's think about it this way: if that Lions game, like who would be the MVP of that Lions game? It might be Purdy, actually.
I think it would have been Purdy. I mean, everybody said he won that game. You know, they're not going to the Super Bowl without Purdy.
I don't know.
Dang.
I might have to give it to CMC. Yeah,
Could have been CMC.
CMC, if he does what we all want him to do and he gets 25 carries in this game, he could win MVP. If he scores 2 or 3 touchdowns.
You know what play I've not seen the Niners run since like the middle of the
450.
season?
Are you going to say a CMC pass?
No. Debo coming around on a jet sweep and they hand it to McCaffrey right up the middle. Like the linebackers hold because Debo's coming around on, oh shit, I better get out there. And then McCaffrey just hits him up the middle. I have not seen that since the Eagles game.
Can Nick Bolton shut down CMC, do you think?
No.
I could see Chris Jones, like a couple runs that just go right into the line that Chris Jones just eats up.
Oh gosh, he's so dang good. He's,
when you watch back the last Super Bowl against the Chiefs, like Jones knocked down, I think 2 Garoppolo. I mean, they got to move the pocket because if Purdy's just throwing those over the middle, he just needs to stand up and knock it down. I don't know why Armstead doesn't do that more. He's 6'7". Like Armstead does not knock down a lot of passes, but sometimes, they telegraph where the ball's going to go and move the pocket, man, so you have a clear lane to throw.
How about this then? Now you talk about this. Who has a better defensive game? It's the 2 guys that held out this season, Bosa or Jones.
I think Bosa will. I mean, I think Jones will.
I trust Jones.
I want to ask you guys about this.
I
want to ask you guys about this situation with the 4-man front for the Niners. Bosa, Hargrave, Armstead, Young. 3 of the 4 are notorious for getting to the quarterback. And yet we haven't seen hardly anything from Hargrave in, I can't remember when. And Chase Young has not showed up at all. And Bosa, he gets there now and then. But this is a difference between last year and this year. We saw Bosa constantly, if he didn't get a sack, he was just missing. What's happened? What do you think it is? Do you think he bulked up so much that he lost a fraction of his quickness, or
you
what
talked
is it?
about that, Los? Is it the technique rather than the bull rush? You've talked about that.
It's a few things. I think when he first came into the league, he used power, but he also had a lot of speed rushes. He had a lot of spin moves. I think he's gotten so big that he just in his mind said, I'm stronger than everybody and I'm just going to go through you. And, you can't do that to 300. You can't do that against, Suine. You can't do that against 330-pound offensive tackles consistently. And the other thing, I think he's getting chipped all the time because he doesn't have anybody that's really a threat right now. Sadly, the Niners have the bigger names and the bigger salaries on defense, and yet the Chiefs have a better defense because they have a better defensive coordinator who isn't afraid to call different things. And their players are young. They don't have the big salaries and big names, but they play together better as a unit.
Why doesn't someone hire away Spags? That's what pisses me off.
And he's so good.
Like the guy coordinated the 2007 Giants defense too that took down Brady. Like he's such a good big game coach.
If Spags was the defensive coordinator of the Niners, I would almost the Niners would probably be about a 4 or 5 point favorite. Like he makes that big.
I agree.
Jair Brown would be coming on safety blitzes. Like Warner would be coming more up the A gap along with Greenlaw. He just calls a lot of different things. And that, again, I said it earlier, that's my fear. The Niners defensive game plan is going to be vanilla because our defensive coordinator doesn't have complete authority to do what he wants. and Spags can do whatever he wants. I hope I'm wrong.
Man, and are the Chiefs going to get any help this week from Bieniemy? I've heard
Yes.
he's made a visit to the
Yeah,
to
he's
the
already
Chiefs.
spoken to him.
Eric sleeping with the enemy.
Are we going to get some?
Why didn't the Niners just hire him for like a special assistant this week?
I was thinking the same thing about on the other end. Has Debo or Saleh showed up for the Niners to help to give Wilkes any tips, especially D'Amico? I mean, he just was coached this team the last couple years.
Out of the three coordinators, D'Amico, I think, was the most aggressive of the three. Saleh liked to play, but Saleh had D Ford when he was playing well. He didn't have
D'Amico was like he took the Saleh to the next level for sure.
Yeah, I really like D'Amico. He would bring it once in a while. Like if it wasn't working, and he didn't wait until halftime. If it didn't work like on that opening drive, he was bringing other people. So
I could see Bill Belichick being brought in. Like I could see Kyle getting on the phone with Belichick.
Are you talking
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like because they have that relationship. Like I absolutely could see that kind of thing.
With Belichick next year as D coordinator?
Or even just like, like the reports come, after they win the Super Bowl and things trickling in. It's like, Bill Belichick, Kyle had a talk with him for
I hear if
an
Andy
hour.
wins, I hear if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, Andy steps down and Belichick takes over for the Chiefs.
I don't see that.
Crazy.
I've heard a few rumbles about it, but
I don't know. He would have to bring in a solid offensive coordinator. He'd have to bring in Bieniemy.
I mean, think about it. Belichick's he wants to have a top quarterback again so he can get his image back. Who better than Mahomes?
I don't know. Interesting. Any chance?
What are the odds on that, Ryan?
Any
Belichick
chance
being
a
the Chiefs'
team?
head coach, 50-1.
If there's a team that wins, is there a chance any team wins by more than 2 touchdowns?
I think if it happens, it's the Niners.
Okay.
I think there's a world where the Niners do just like they just get up like and they just kind of shit pump them. And I kind of think like if they get up early, like I think Brock will be letting that bad boy rip.
She almost
that reminds me of a thing I saw on Twitter yesterday. Did you see that? I saw
a literal shit pump.
Saw a guy getting. It's disgusting, man. Some guy on Twitter was getting busted for shoplifting, and
Dan, we need to have a talk about your Twitter views here. Come on, what's going on?
No, this was crazy. Some guy was getting busted inside of a store, and they grabbed him, and he was yanking, and he reached down and got his hand down his backside, and they had him, and he just took a dump on his hand, I guess, and he took his hand and he took it right to his face, and they just let him go. He just rubbed it on his face. He just like put it on, and they just like, whoa, get away from us. I mean,
actually is pretty smart because there's like the no
sick.
chase policies now. Like if you like went in somewhere where there was security, but like once you made it out the building, you were good. If you just covered yourself in feces and you just
that's sick. That is so sick though, man. That is just got to be
what the hell just happened?
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious, but it was gross. I could, man.
Whew.
Anyway, when you said that, it made me think of that, especially when Sean walked away. So tell me a world where that happens. Tell me about it. What your thoughts are with the Niners? Maybe just how'd you describe it again? What?
Shit pumping. I'm talking Mahomes, like Chiefs go 3 and out, Niners get the ball, they immediately go down, score. Then maybe they hold the KC to 3. Then the Niners go down, score again. And maybe the Chiefs do score a touchdown or a 3, but then the Niners they control the middle 4 or whatever. They score another touchdown right before half, get the ball, go down, kick a field goal or something. Like all of a sudden they're up, a bunch. And then it just
shit pump
keeps going.
I tell you what.
I hope you're right. That would be awesome. I mean, I could see Did Los freeze? He did.
He's frozen.
in the season when they
Oh,
played.
you were frozen.
So when they played the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Jaguars,
Yeah.
those three games, if they play like that, the Chiefs cannot beat them. Because that was total offensive, defensive, special teams. They have not played like that in a while. That's a little worrisome. Ever since that Ravens game, they've been just kind of getting by. They can't play 2 quarters and win this game. 2.5 quarters. They cannot do that. They got to play 60 minutes.
You're right.
If they play like they did against the Jaguars, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, yeah, I could see that happening because everything was clicking. Shanahan was just dialing up great play calls. Remember, he had a flea flicker against the Cowboys.
As the kids say, he was in his bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like his bag, like I feel like he probably does have like a lot of like awesome stuff in his bag that he maybe would go out for this. Like, give me some flea flickers. Let it out. Just let it out.
Like, I think my favorite Shanahan game of all time was that
Saints.
Yes. Oh my God.
Saints game. He
He
let it rip, dude.
That's
he let
what
it rip.
I want to see tomorrow.
I want to see that too.
You guys, I mean, when Ryan mentioned that, there's been in the back of my mind thinking the Niners have not really shown up for a full game since maybe Philly, right? That was week 13, whatever
even
it
then,
was.
they got off to a little slow start.
But I mean, and then they kicked it in gear.
Put it together, wow.
I think here's why I'm thinking this could happen too, is because the Niners, the talk now is, even though they're the favorites, all the talk is Chiefs, you know.
Right.
I mean, 49-15 national writers, everybody's talking Chiefs. Niners have played their best ball when they feel disrespected. Or when they feel like remember the Jags? It was like, oh, they've lost 3 in a row. They're, Jags are hot, and it's Jags coming off of a bye, and Niners coming off a bye, but it looks like the Niners came back and against Philly, they did the same thing against Dallas. But every time they're predicted to kind of skate, they struggle. I mean, we saw it in the playoffs.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, and then every time they're doubted in the playoffs, they usually clutch it. And then it's like just as we're all starting to believe in them and that we think that it's all going to happen, then they somehow get up and then blow the game.
I've mentioned it on the show before that they're, for a team that's never won a Super Bowl, they're very arrogant. And sometimes when they hear too much of their press clippings, they do have a big letdown. But when they're doubted, they come out firing. So that's a good call. That's why I wish the spread was like Kansas City -3.
I wish the spread was KC like plus.
I hate the spread being what it is.
I wish KC was minus 3.5. I think it would be great. Could it switch right before kickoff, or do you think it's going to stay Niners in as the favorites? I mean,
I could see some late big money going on Kansas City.
Like finishing 1.5 or something.
Yeah.
Could it finish a pick'em? Could it finish a pick'em? No, you think it's going to be at least +1? I mean, -1 Niners.
Yeah. So you think the Niners will be favored no matter what?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Too many large
because all the money's coming in on the Chiefs, so right now, right?
All the little bets are on the Chiefs. Majority of people are on the Chiefs, but the big money.
It opened Niners -3.
Yeah.
And the pros hammered Chiefs +3. Hammered it. It was only there for like 2 minutes, like 2.5 minutes.
I mean, if we take out all our biasness and all our love for the Niners and like our house was on the line, I don't know. Like the Niners have the better roster up and down to me, but the Chiefs have the edges in 4 key positions. Quarterback. I love Party's quarterback, coach, defensive coordinator, and who am I missing?
I mean, even just throwing out like kicker, like a very underrated like kicker.
Yeah.
Like they have a nails kicker. They have a nails offensive line, nails D line.
Special teams.
Corners are great.
They do have a little bit of a struggle though at the tackles. The tackles is the weak part of their line, and then with Thuney being out, now you're a little weaker on the interior there. So if I have this weird theory that, and I hope I'm right on this. I just want the officials to call the game as it's seen.
Please.
But the fact that they picked Vinovich again for the Super Bowl, and the talk has always been that he's never called much of holding. He lets it go, and he's pretty much the key guy behind as the referee to call the offensive holding on the line scrimmage. I'm wondering if the fact that play that went down with Tyreek Hill, the 3rd and 15, we all know about it. We all know the hold. We all saw it. Do you think that there's some type of psychological thing that's like I don't want to say makeup, but that he actually he looks for holding instead of looking away from, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's looking for it versus, if I see it, I'm not going to call it. Because now the pressure's on. It's like, wait a minute, this guy's ref 2, and we're all going to see it when it happens because of replay. We're going to all see, and the commentators are going to say, got away with one there. Romo will say something, and Lance.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I was watching kind of highlights of that game, 2019 Super Bowl, as well as the egregious non-holding calls the entire game on Nick Bosa from Eric Fisher, and also the helmet-to-helmet on Jimmy G.
Offensive PI against Kittle.
Oh,
That was just like, what the fuck are we doing? That is not an offensive PI in any game, let alone the Super
Let him
Bowl.
play. If you're going to let him play, if you're going to allow helmet to helmet, then you got to allow that. Yeah, that makes you wonder.
You're going to allow helmet to helmet. You're going to allow holding calls the entire game, and then you're going to fucking call an offensive PI at a very critical point in the end of the first half, where the Niners were definitely that took points off the board.
It sure did.
Yeah.
At least 3, maybe 7.
Sky Moore's trash. If he's playing, that's a great thing.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
I too am gonna jump.
No, you're not going anywhere, Rye. We have another 2 hours to go.
Give us your score. Give us your score before you
what's your
I'll
score,
give you
dog?
my score. All right. 24-20 Niners.
Nice.
20. You like
just
under.
over, just going over. 24-20.
Actually,
That's
no. Now that I think about it more, yeah.
That's over on our
Okay,
teaser.
24-21. Well, let's go with that. Niners barely covered the spread.
Only
Is it a
one
late-
field goal in the game.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully.
weird.
Hopefully.
Man, it's gonna be fun. We're let's see.
Dan, what's your final
Tomorrow's
score?
I got 27-24 Niners.
27-24. Lowe's?
I got the Niners flipping it on Kansas City, beating them by the same score that they lost, 31-20.
Who picked
Oh my
27-23? I thought you did earlier.
Baller.
Oh, Baller. Oh, that was Ballers. Okay.
Eric?
Yeah.
34-28 Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what he did last time against Detroit. Good. He's our villain. That's okay.
Okay, I'm going to go.
It worked last time. All I care about is the score because I got the score right last time.
Yeah, you did. You got the score right.
Wrong
He did.
teams.
He
He
did.
did. He said 34-31 Lions.
30. I'm going 30. 34 to 34-25 Niners.
25.
Oh wait, I just got an email from Chardal. He's got Niners 73-0.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
That
It's the
sounds
eye
right.
of the tiger, man. Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm changing mine to 24-20. You got in my head about the
Look at
field
Mark.
goals.
I just unsubbed from
2
NAC.
touchdowns, 2 field goals for Buck. Yeah.
Ah, that's great. I love it. That was good, Mark.
What was that? I just
Unsub from NBC.
there we go.
34-20. 34-24. 34-24. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
34. Hey, that was
34-25.
my score in the NFC Championship, and I had it. It was 34-24, and the freaking Lions got the touchdown on 4th and goal. If
Yeah.
that was incomplete,
Prevent defense prevents you from winning.
man.
Man, it's 11:33. 13.
Oh, he's trying to be Chardal there. Thanks, D-Shot. Oh, man. Your boy PK Man OG 41-24 KC. Hey, didn't the Niners win a Super Bowl 26-21 against Cincinnati, their first one? Was that the score of the first Super Bowl in Los knows, but he's frozen.
Frozen Los.
Frozen
Yeah, it
Los.
was 26-21.
It was. Okay. I got a pretty good memory when it comes to Super Bowl.
And how many points did Steve Young put up in Super Bowl 29? A lot, right? Like 55?
Well, yeah, the team won 55-10.
They destroyed the Chargers.
55-10, I believe it was. And,
my God.
Young threw for 6 touchdowns. 6.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah. Hey, by the way,
I like Rice Call. Just fucking destroy them. Just
It's the last game. There's no next week. Leave it all out on the field, right?
I like my first call of the game. Did you guys hear my first call of the game?
No.
Two sets backfield with Chiefs give up a lot of yards with 21 personnel.
mm-hmm.
Play action deep to Ayuk down the sideline for a touchdown.
Wow. So Eric gets the $60.
Oh, did you get Ayuk?
I did.
In the
Really?
6
Okay.
slot.
That would be good. That would be good.
In the 6 hole.
If I'm right, Eric, on that play, just the first play.
We'll split.
Just the first play.
Just for first play, we'll split.
Yeah. If it's the first play of the
I
game.
actually kind of like Eric's his lineup. Like I might like it in terms of just the roundedness, Ayuk, Rice, and Chiefs D.
Yeah. How about
That's
that?
strong.
For the
Would you
6th
switch-
pick.
Would you switch with him, Ryan? Would you give up your?
Oh, do we
No,
want to
I
trade?
certainly
Do we want to
wouldn't.
make a trade? Do we hear a trade here coming?
You get a trade right here.
For
we
where
make
I
a
had to
trade?
pick, it's okay, right? For
Who
where
do
I
you
had to pick.
who do you got, Ryan? CMC?
CMC, Edwards-Helaire, and Jennings.
Okay, I'll trade you my
Nope.
Kelsey.
I don't want Ray
and
Ray.
Mahomes and Ray
Oh,
for your picks,
Jennings.
and I'll give you $10 if I win.
So basically, I just zero. It's a free bet for me. It's a free play.
Yeah,
We're free rolling him.
and you
Man,
can
I
still.
think we should conglomerate together, and then we have great odds. Actually,
hey,
no, not really.
We're looking for some more people for this fantasy baseball league.
Ooh, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with that.
No,
They've been trying to get me in for.
I've done it. I've done it in years past. It is so time consuming. Every single day.
Senior says
Multiple-
it's not so much. I don't know.
That's bullshit. It's twice a day, full lineups, making sure your guys are actually starting and playing. It's a super time consuming.
There's certain ways you could do it if you just play any of your guys in your lineup or on your team or whatever. I don't know how to do it.
Right. You're gonna tease up or down on the total.
I'm teasing down. Wait, what is that? What,
You're gonna
what
go
is that?
41 and a half or 53 and a half.
53 and a half.
Mm.
I think it's a low score. I think it's a slugfest. I think it's one of
I
those
think it's
weird
gonna be a lot of
slugfest
points.
games.
I think
I think
it's
it's
going
gonna be a lot of points. I think it's more likely to go over 41 and a half than it is to go under. And do you really want to root for like less points? When you bet the under, it sucks watching that game.
I'm a psychopath.
You are a psychopath. Okay.
I'm gonna be like, yes, Jake Moody. Oh, wide right. Let's go.
Let's go. You fucking missed it. Let's go. No more points. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But you are going to take the Chiefs +8.
I am, and I have I had a 4-team parlay. Well, the 3 legs all hit, and then I had an open spot, and so the open spot I used the Chiefs money line as my hedge.
And is that a juicy payout?
Yeah, it's like 350 or something like that. And I'm just gonna Call it. That's gonna be my one bet. And then I've done some teasers. I'm thinking maybe like Brock Purdy over 12.5 rushing yards. I kind of like.
Yeah, I like that. I like the I don't know if you heard the shortest TD. Shortest TD rush.
What is it?
Prop.
Oh, rush.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like under 2.5.
Under 2.5. Usually like just TD in general, like the over under shortest is like 1.5.
Okay, so maybe that's
passing
it.
and rush. But I love that. That usually hits. I mean, that's just a CMC 1-yarder or a Purdy.
If there's a flag, a PI in the end zone, does it get put at the 2 or the 1?
Put it at the 1. That's a perfect scenario for it.
Are you sure it's the 1 and not the 2, or is it the 1?
Yeah, it's the 1.
Oh, so see, I love that, dude. I love that.
Yeah,
that's a phenomenal prop.
That one's hit like a lot of the last Super Bowls.
KC to score first. Plus even money. Even money.
Oh, I kind of like it.
I know, I like it too. I don't want it, but I like it. Even money?
Yeah, every time I go against the 49ers, I lose. That is true. So
who said that?
Val Ramos. Yeah, I can never figure it out. I'm good at futures and getting here, and then I never know how to organize them. Like, I had like all these futures on the Lions and didn't hedge. All right. Well, boys.
You out of here, Ryan?
I'm going to slide out.
All right, man. It was fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. Dog. Subscribe to West Coast Bias if you wish.
Yeah, make sure you guys out there in the chat subscribe West Coast Bias.
Yeah, got to do a Warriors show soon.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe we can rally.
I like
troops.
it.
All right, boys. Go Niners.
See you, brother. Looking good, Brad.
All right. You're muted, Dan.
Let's see here. Longest.
Yeah. And make sure you guys subscribe to Bay Area Baller too. I didn't get a chance to say that before you left, but make sure you guys go out there and subscribe.
Longest touchdown.
Over under. Hey Dan, I gotta show you this. I just saw this on Twitter a bit ago. I think it's been out there. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
2 hours ago.
No, what did you say?
Listen.
What you've been saying forever?
You got to do it. My beloved San Francisco Giants offseason, dude. Jung-Hoo Lee, how we doing?
It's hard to believe. First of all, I like the manager.
I spoke to him. I did an event with him before we came out. He's Bob Melvin, fantastic.
He's
great. Fantastic.
I don't know how Farhan survived when Kapler got kicked out. I don't know how Farhan survived. That bothered me. I mean, he had one big year. See, the Giants' problem is they thought this interchangeable way, sort of what the Dodgers did, where they can use their whole roster, platoon all over the place. Yep. They thought that was sustainable. Stars win. Seager won. He's his Hall of Famer. Stars win these games in a lot of ways, these big stars. The Giants don't have any stars right now.
I got to get a thought from you before.
There you go.
Jesus.
There you go.
Wow.
What a sad state.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
Yeah, it is.
Pitchers and catchers report next week.
Mad Dog. Something we've been saying on the show for how long, Dan?
Months.
Yes.
Year.
Yeah.
I mean, Farhan's he's terrible. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I don't get it.
Just glad to see someone else coming out, especially someone like Mad Dog.
He's a big Giants fan too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Just because you're a Giants fan doesn't mean you can't criticize.
Yeah, I love it. So I had to get a late night snack, man.
Those are great. The kettle chips, the jalapeno are the best. Have you had the jalapeno? Fantastic.
No. Man.
Fantastic. You can't stop eating them though.
I'm down at the bottom of the bag.
Them.
Stuff in my face. I'm at the bottom of the bag.
Yeah, those are really good.
I'm getting the crumbs.
Oh, you're muted, Sean.
I'm getting the crumbs.
You've never had Buffalo
There you
Blue?
Me?
No, I never had that.
Holy shit!
Pretty good.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Dang.
Anybody in the chat had it?
Buffalo
Kettle.
Blue. Never heard of it.
Kettle. Let me
Yeah,
look
there
this
you go.
up.
4th and goal. Exactly. Kettle
do you-
jalapeno. Whew. Fantastic.
Man.
You eat too much of that, it'll burn your ass.
Oh yeah, Aaron Loss put that in there. Okay, we saw that. Mentioned that you should have Krug as a guest, and Cope responded. I saw that. I have it right here, Aaron.
Yeah, we have it, man.
In fact, I can't. Maybe I could.
Wait,
put that-
what? Wait, what's going on?
Let me see if I can put that up in the chat here. I have to email it to me, right?
Yeah, email it to yourself and you'll be able to, yeah.
Okay, hold on here.
What happened?
Copy. I'll show you here.
It was in the KMBR chat, their chat for their YouTube channel. Aaron Law said they mentioned they should have Krug on as a guest.
Oh,
And
the
Copes
chat-
responded saying Larry and Damon have been talking shit on them.
Here it is right here, guys. I couldn't get it on. The attachment was too large.
Oh, that's two.
Yeah, you can't
see it.
you can't see it, but how can I get that to? Oh, I see. You know what I did? I did it wrong. Hold on, I did it wrong. I think I can get it. Nope, too long, too big. Well, basically, it says this. Somebody in the chat, Aaron, says, well, he asked the question there. Put that back up. What he said.
Put it back.
I mentioned they should have Krug on as a guest, and here's what Cope's response is. Adam Copeland. He also went on YouTube with Damon and talked shit on us. So I think he's talking directly about Larry.
Larry.
Yeah. So
Did he?
I don't know. I think he probably just said something maybe about doing better than KMBR.
It doesn't sound like something Larry would say on air.
I think he just said, "Hey, we're doing. We got more numbers here than KMBR, which is facts."
Yeah.
So
yeah, Copes is. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's what? He's a pretty young guy, and him and Tolbert.
He's very political. Like during the pandemic, he was shaming all the listeners who didn't get the vaccine.
That's stupid. Because that's just that's stupid though, because you're shaming a part of your audience that you could be losing that part of your audience. Maybe that's why their numbers have tanked.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, Damon, he'll give it KMBR a rip for sure. For sure. I mean, these guys were, they're on
there for years.
They were KMBR.
Yeah, they were talented and they did great. And then they got, because their salaries were higher, they cut them and brought in lower salaried guys.
Yep. Is Larry going to the game? I know he's in Vegas.
No,
is he?
He's coming back home.
He's just there for Radio Row.
Yeah, he's there for he got it today. My guess is he'll leave Saturday. So he drove over there for today.
He
Thursday,
drove?
right? Yeah, he drove. Well, he had to pick up his son. He had to pick up down at San Luis Obispo. Probably
it's a miserable drive. It's so bad.
Yeah. I've driven it many times from Arizona. It's not as bad. It's 4.5 hours, but for you guys,
it's a good
9 hours.
Yeah, it's a good 9 hours. So you basically have to drive to LA. You got to deal with all the LA traffic.
You have to go over to Tehachapi through to Tehachapi. Is that the way you go?
No, you come straight down 5.
Right, but then you
have to go over to Tehachapi.
Yeah, you go through to Tehachapi. You go past like Bakersfield.
Highway 58. Highway 58.
Yeah, 58.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cut over through to Tehachapi, which is
and you connect to the 10.
To the 15.
15.
15.
Oh, the 15, yeah.
15
north.
north.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you kick the 15.
Armpit
I've
of America.
done that back way before. It's a pain.
It's terrible. It's a terrible drive.
Yeah.
That's why if I'm going to go on Sunday, I'm just like, do I want to just spend the $1,000 and fly? or do I want to sit in that drive? I don't know. Got to decide.
That's a tough drive. That's a tough drive.
That's the other thing. Like, do I really want to go and spend all this money? And like, if they lose, that would just be the worst. Spend all the money, watch them lose, and then have to drive home. Oh
That's
my
rough.
God.
That's rough.
Oh my God. Put me away.
Be driving off a cliff over the cash.
Sorry, honey. I didn't make
yeah,
it home.
Kyle's got that right. Yeah, he's the program director over there now. They've cut back so much at KMBR.
Kyle's right.
What happened? Why did they lose? I mean, you're the flagship for the Giants, the Niners.
Well, they're paying all that money out for the Giants, and they're not collecting enough sponsors because enough people aren't listening because the audience
what it is, right?
The audience is going over to YouTube, so they're bleeding.
Gotcha.
You say you're going to pay the Giants so much money, you got to honor that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and so you got that big contract with the Giants. You got to pay that out. So now you got to go collect sponsors. Well, if people aren't, I mean, if I'm a sponsor of anything, I want results back. And if I'm not getting results back, I'm not going to keep giving you money. And they generally they do sometimes, like, they'll probably try and get you on a 6-month contract, or, if you go 3 months, it's even higher rate you pay. And, I just don't think the listenership's there. I mean,
it's not going to be there for Giants baseball. Who is
KMBR's big sponsor? I remember that guy that money guy, that accountant guy.
Hi, he's still there.
What's his name?
Protect your assets.
No, not that guy. It's middle. He's boring as heck.
Yeah, he's very monotone.
I don't know what his name. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, Moskowitz. Yeah,
he's still there.
Steve.
Yeah. Steve Moskowitz. Hi, I'm Steve Moskowitz
from Moskowitz LLP.
Yeah. I mean, is there anybody else you can remember who's advertising on there? I don't know. Yeah, 800. Yeah, Cars for Kids. Yeah,
Cars for Kids.
Yeah, you're about right. Probably there, Aaron, on Tolbert. I think he might be even a little bit more. Roughly, but that's probably about right. Yeah, I mean, and then you got a crappy team like the Giants.
Right.
Who's listening?
No one.
Still
nothing going on. That's still quiet. I mean, even this whole week, you had your opportunity, right? Before
you had your opportunity over the weekend, on a dead weekend, the deadest weekend of the year,
and they did nothing. When it comes
to sports, they could have
owned Small. Ethan Small. That's what they did.
Yeah. They could have owned the calendar in the Bay Area for a day or two. By signing. If I would have done it, man, I would have signed Blake Snell and Bellinger at the same time. Yeah. I want a double press conference with these two guys. I want to be talked about not only in the Bay Area. I'll be talked about in the national media. You would have gotten the third rated. Ohtani was 1, Yamamoto's 2. Ranked third is Bellinger in the top 50. Oh, hey, I got a trade I'm going to put out there for you guys for Giants.
Real quick before this, Mike says this. Eric, Susan Slusser said it could take 2 weeks. You got to be patient. Patient? The offseason started 5 days after the World Series. We're in February. How much more patient can you be? Come on, man.
Here's the trade that I would do. Forget Chapman. All right. Please don't sign Matt Chapman. The guy, if you don't want to go, with Casey Schmidt. The third baseman to go after is Alex Bregman. Why? What does Bregman do? What type of hitter is he?
Contact hitter with power.
He's a contact hitter, but he also he goes deep into the count too.
But where does he hit the ball?
Oh, he was a pull hitter, yeah.
He's a dead pull hitter. Alex Bregman, the perfect fit is the Giants. He's going to be a free next year.
Oh.
And they just signed Altuve to a 5-year extension. And they've got Altuve to cover. They got Frammer, whatever his name.
Valdez, Framber.
Valdez, a pitcher. And they got to deal with Kyle Tucker in a couple of years. Kyle Tucker, in a couple of years, is going to be probably close to a $35-40 million player. He may be, he's a top 5. He's unbelievable. And
didn't have a very good postseason, but yeah, he's a good player.
Then they got Yordan Alvarez to deal with. So Bregman, they're not going to be able to sign all of them. So Bregman might be a guy that might be available.
And they just signed Altuve to a extension.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I just said that. 5 years, 125. So Altuve will probably retire as an Astro. Mm-hmm. He's got 5 years to try and get to the 3,000 hit mark. He's a little over 2,100. So that would be the goal for them. I think you can.
Damn, that'd be tough.
You could probably go get Bray. And you know what? This is a deal. This is a thing. People say that Altuve was going to be a free agent after this year. He's a Boris client. He didn't test the market. So Boris will sign his guys if his guys want to stay. And if they get a decent deal, Boris is going to, he's not going to take every one of his guys to free agency. So anyway, I think we've had enough tonight, guys. What do you say?
Good show.
What do you say we call it here?
Great show.
2.5 hours. Check out. I don't know if you guys checked out Steve Young's interview on Larry's channel. That was a pretty solid interview. Go check that one out.
I like that. Like 15 minutes. I gotta watch the rest of it tonight.
Yeah, that was. I do too. I got through about 20-30 minutes, and then I know it's about an hour long, but Steve Young's great. We'll be back. I guess we'll be back tomorrow night for better or worse. I mean, this is. This is one of those bad marriages, man. That you took a vow to be a Giants fan, but I took a vow I'm a Giants fan, but I didn't say that I wouldn't be an honest Giants fan.
Exactly. So, Mike, I'll be watching it at home. I think Dan will be doing the same.
Yeah.
So where we're going to be watching this.
Yeah. As a Giants fan, I'm not going to be, a homer and tell you, no. It's sunny out when, it's overcast and your bowels are backed up.
What?
What? What?
What are we talking about?
Bowels. Oh, man.
I said I'm a Giants fan. I'm not going to, but I took a vow to be a Giants fan, but I'm going to be an honest fan. And right now I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's sunshiny and everything's rosy. I'm going to tell you right now, it's dark clouds, it's ominous, and they're plugged up. They're
backed up.
Yeah, they're backed up, man, and it's about ready to become a giant, it show.
Okay.
where it completely explodes, and the organization is, on a restarting all over again. They're that close. They're that close. It doesn't have to be that way. It could have jumped on it and actually brought in a completely new president of baseball ops to get the ball moving in the right direction. But they got Farhan for 2 more years after this. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I'll give him credit if he gets something done. I'll be the first to give him credit if he can get Soler and Bellinger and Snell. I'd even, I just don't want Matt Chapman for 4 to 5 years because I know it's not going to end well.
I don't even want Matt Chapman on the team, honestly.
Yeah, I don't either.
He
was
literally does nothing to move the needle.
No,
Nothing.
he was great with the A's, but he's also going to be 31. He's had hip surgery.
Coming off injury. Yeah, hip surgery. Hasn't hit over 250 in 4 years or whatever.
Right.
So
right.
He doesn't have the same power he used to have because of the hips.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to have that same power with the hip surgery.
So he's a good defender. That's it. So you're going to pay $130 million for
exactly
a good defender,
and that's going to slow down. I would think that defense as that hip, those hips don't just look at Looney. Looney's had hip surgery. He's 27. He's had 2. Surgeries. Right. Look at him. He could barely move.
And then if you're at third base, that lateral movement.
Yeah.
Is he done? You think Looney's done?
I don't think he's done. I just think he's more of going to be a role player, a 10-minute, 12-minute night type guy.
I did, Aaron.
I don't see him.
Do you think the Warriors, I know we don't want to get into it because we're getting ready to leave, but you think the Warriors move Clay?
I don't.
Just because it's Clay?
Yeah, I don't think they do. Unless he said, "Hey, look, if you guys want to move me, I'm I'm definitely open to move." Unless was that a move the other night to bench him to get him pissed off to maybe say he wants out? I don't know. I don't think so. He looked a little more excited off the bench tonight for players. I think he probably looked at there was a bad look on the bench when somebody hit a 3 or a bucket. I can't remember what it was. And everybody on the bench jumped up and Clay was just sitting there kind of pouting the other night. Didn't look good.
Not a good look.
Not a good look. Tonight, it was like I saw the opposite. He was jumping up and down for guys. I think he probably, he probably just got a little bit into himself and had a little pouting attack and realized, you know what? I don't think Clay's a bad teammate. I think guys love him. I think he's going to be, Clay can, if Clay just plays within himself, he's fine. It's when he tries to force the ball and do too much and force and rush his shots. Just take his open looks, take his one bounce dribbles. When he gets a boom, go up with it. He's a vet. I'm not going to worry about Clay. I think they got enough guys around him that can actually. He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have. Clay needs to reinvent himself, in my opinion, and become a sharpshooter that just can be that guy that gives you a big jolt off the bench, or and not worry about he can still close, but he just needs to be play within himself. But anyway, I think Larry had a good time tonight. I saw him earlier with Damon, put out a little video. It was early.
On his YouTube channel?
Yeah, it was a little 6-minute video. He was drinking already, and I'm sure it didn't stop. I mean, what'd you think of Kyle? Do you think he had a little bit to drink at the Monday night? There's people
probably. I think it's cool.
I thought it was cool. He looked relaxed.
Yeah, he probably wasn't too excited to do that interview, and so he totally got sauced, I'm sure.
Yeah. So maybe the Niners are just going to play it a little looser and more. This is. He canceled his call-in show tonight. Yeah, he was going to do it. He must have had too much.
Too many drinks.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Oh man, that's crazy. But the Niners. Did you see the thing on Mahomes where he was mic'd up against Baltimore?
Oh yeah, that was good. I got about halfway through it. It was pretty good.
Gosh, he's good. I mean,
He's
Mahomes
good.
is a leader, man. That guy's
He's a leader.
he does
100%.
he will not. It's almost like he won't let you lose. He's in everybody's face on
He's
the
in
sideline.
everybody
I
on the
mean,
sideline.
keep
Yep.
it up, keep it up, keep it up. Good, go on, keep going. Go.
Attitude.
Attitude. Yeah, he's like Mahomes. That's what's the only thing that scares me is when you play a competitor like that. But
The guy wants to win.
we've seen competitors like that go down. Brady's gone down 3 times in the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
He's 7-3. Okay. So what was Brady after his first 4 Super Bowls? Do you know? He won the first one against the Rams in, was it 01? Los? I mean, Sean?
What's the question?
Mahomes' first Super Bowl.
No,
Or
Brady's. Brady. He won his first in 01 against
2001.
Rams.
The Rams, yeah.
Then they came back in 03 and 04. And did they win back to back? Or was that, or did he start off 3-0? I know he lost to the Giants in 07.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost to the Giants again in 12. And then he lost to the Eagles. He lost to the Eagles with that was like 17, 18.
The Philly special.
Yeah, that's it.
3 losses.
Yeah, he won 6 with the Patriots and 1 with the Raiders.
7-3 in the Super Bowls. He's played in 10 Super Bowls.
Yeah, played in 10. Can you imagine that?
This is Mahomes' what, 4th?
4th in 5 years. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn,
dude.
Yeah. And he was traded for. They traded up in the draft. They had Alex Smith there, remember?
Yeah, Kyle didn't even want to scout him because he was thinking that Kirk Cousins was coming.
Yeah.
Could have had Mahomes, could have had Deshaun Watson, but instead they took Solomon Thomas.
Wow.
That was a great pick. It was awesome.
You got to just hope that Purdy becomes the guy for him. You
got to hope Purdy's Drew Brees.
Yeah, you got to hope Purdy is Drew Brees and that Purdy can get this one and maybe another 1 or 2 in his career.
Yeah, you got to do it when he's on the rookie contract. That's how you build a good team.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the reason why the Chiefs are there is because Mahomes is so good.
Right.
But he's also getting paid $60 million or something like absurd.
Now he is,
yeah. So, it's tough to build a team around that when your quarterback makes $60 million.
Right. And it's amazing that they're there.
It's because of him.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid.
Yeah.
The wide receivers suck. Travis Kelce's a step slow. Their running back's awesome, and their defense is awesome. Like at the end of the day, their offense is not that great. It's really
Exactly. That's why I think if the Niners, that's why I said early on, if they can score in 5 or 6 of their possessions and at least no more than 2 are field goals. So that's 3 or 4 touchdowns. That's either 34 points or 27 points. I think they can win because I don't see the Chiefs putting up more than 25 points.
Mm-mm.
I see the Niners bending but not breaking a couple times down in the red zone.
Like they did against Detroit.
Yeah, and I can see the Chiefs getting probably 2 to maybe 3 scores, 3 touchdowns. And they're
gonna when they get down to the goal line, they're gonna do that play. It's like it looks so nice. It's where Mahomes is in the shotgun and he holds the ball over to hand off to the running back, and then they kind of like all flow that way, and then he throws it underhand to Travis Kelce, who just like walks into the end zone.
Right.
They're gonna run that play. That's like Andy Reid's favorite play. He's been running that since Philly. I love that play.
Yeah.
So hopefully Dre Greenlaw and Warner can stuff that hole right there.
Wouldn't that be awesome to just see somebody read that thing the whole way and like a safety or somebody just jumps in front of it and Just like
or something, or knocks, or just fucking smashes them and knocks the ball loose.
yeah, it would be cool to see a pick. But anyway, so we'll be back tomorrow night, guys, 8:30ish Pacific time, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do. I don't know. Probably won't be a long show.
Probably won't. I gotta think of a damn thumbnil.
Yeah, I mean, what are you talking about with 9?
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
is
his
that
patch.
the Super
The
Bowl?
Super Bowl
Super Bowl.
patch.
You got the logo, huh?
Yeah, this came in yesterday.
Oh, there we go. Hey, did you
And then
think when that thing was?
I bought the patch for the jersey too.
Did you think when that thing was purple and red that it was set up to be the Ravens and Niners? Because the last two,
That's the rumor. This is a really sick patch though,
yeah,
with the Vegas sign in the background and
Yep.
a couple of
The
the other
skyline.
buildings. It looks
Mhm.
awesome.
yeah. That's
If
pretty.
we have to make sure they win, because if they don't win, then I'm gonna have to figure out how to take this thing off.
Just burn the hat.
I can't burn the hat. The hat's dope. I like the hat, but
Yeah, the hat is
I'm like,
nice.
yeah, and I got a shirt that says "It happened in Vegas." Either says "It happened in Vegas" or "It's happening in Vegas," and that's got
This
a
is-
Niners
Mm.
logo.
This is
Niners
the hat.
logo with the Super Bowl.
This is the hat Los was wearing. This one here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I-
his internet really crapped out tonight. Holy criminy.
The one I have was the my favorite hat was the one Brock Purdy's dad wears, the black one with the red SF.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But so for some reason, Buster got a hold of it about a year ago and chewed it.
Isn't
up.
that the one Harbaugh used to wear? The black
Yep,
hat?
same
Yeah.
one. Yep. Yeah. So,
It's
all
good
right,
stuff.
gang. All right, let's go, guys. Let's go Niners. And thanks for joining, guys. We will see you guys tomorrow night. D-Shot says, let's say our prayers tonight that the Giants bring back AJ Pollock, forever Giant. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks, Sean, for joining.
Yeah, thanks,
hey,
Sean.
Yeah, anybody, Sean, tell everybody your phone number or something if anybody wants to give you a call if they're looking for a property.
Yeah, if anyone's interested, my website is just SeanProctorRealEstate.com. So you can take a look at it there.
Yeah.
My number's on there, my email's on there. You can reach out to me. I cover pretty much all of the Bay Area, South Bay, Gilroy, up to the city. Don't really like the city, but I'll go to the city, and then I cover the East Bay up to Concord. I'll pretty much go wherever my clients need me.
Awesome.
Been doing it been in real estate business for 22 years.
What's going on with the values? I heard they're still going up in the I grew up in Concord. I heard the houses are like we sold my mom's house, the house I grew up in back in 2019, was it, or early 2020? I think we got it sold in 2020 during COVID. And I think we got like 6.25 for it. I'm hearing it's like worth over 8 now.
Yeah, values are still going up. I mean, it's currently a seller's market. It's like turning back into a seller's market. The rates have come down a little bit, and
It's inventory, right?
Inventory is still pretty low.
Yep.
So that's driving the market.
Yeah, because nobody wants
down.
to move because of they don't want to give up their 3.5% rate.
You're right.
Well, for a long time the sellers didn't want to move because where are they going to go? Right. If there's no inventory, then they have no properties to move to. And if the rates are at 8%, then they have to, if their house is paid off, then they could buy something new, potentially all cash. But once you move out of the area, you can't come back. So there's a lot of factors that were going into the low
Are a lot
inventory.
of people moving out of California that are selling?
Not recently, but yes, over the last couple of years, yeah, definitely. Had a lot of people move to Idaho, actually. Idaho.
Idaho.
I lived in Idaho during the pandemic. I moved.
Yeah, Eagle, Idaho is a big one.
Yeah,
Eagle, Star, Meridian.
Yeah.
And then a couple of people moving to Texas, a couple of people moving to Nashville.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not too many for going to Arizona?
I haven't had any clients go to Arizona. I want to move to Arizona, but I haven't had any clients move.
I've had several people in the Bay Area talk to me that want to move to Arizona. I mean, Arizona,
Scottsdale. I personally want to move to Scottsdale.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, a lot of professional athletes live in Scottsdale. Tons. I mean,
yeah,
lots. I mean, Webb's got a place down there. Crawford. Crawford lives down here. Barkley lives down here. I mean, I hear guys on the radio on MLB, the announcer, oh yeah, I'm here in Arizona. And I mean, Arizona's, you just got really 3 horrible months, 4 bad months. I mean, it's like July, August, and September are awful.
Mm-hmm.
July, August, September, but June is kind of rough as we get later into June, but the first part of it's not too bad, but from about the 10th on, it gets pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Most people are just staying inside, or you're going into, you're getting into
Everything's
an
air conditioned, right?
car.
Your car's air
Yeah, your
conditioned.
car
Your house is air
conditioned.
conditioned.
Yeah, your car, your house. You walk into any kind of restaurant or shopping, it's all air conditioned. So there's not
It's only 121 degrees. I mean, who gives this?
I mean, you walk out, but actually sometimes you walk out after being really cold inside, and you walk out, it kind of feels good for a little bit. What sucks is if you just got to work in it,
Mm-hmm.
if you're, you got to get out early in the morning, about 4:35, if you want to walk your dog or get any running or jogging in.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks, Sean, for joining.
Thank
Yep,
you.
yep.
Thank you. It's nice to be on. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Have a good one. We'll see you. We'll talk to you, I'm sure, before the game and during the game.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. If you end up going, let me know. We'll
I'm not going. I'm not going.
Yeah.
I just made the decision. It's too much.
Yeah. There we go.
Not the price. It's too aggressive. Like,
yeah.
Am I going to drive? Am I going to spend $1,000 to fly? Like, it's just going to be an insane madhouse.
Right.
And then just the possibility of them losing and then having to, spend $6,000-$7,000 to watch your team lose in the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in a row. No, thanks.
That sucks. Did you hear what what's his name said? I'm drawing a blank. The lead announcer, Buck. What's Joe
Buck?
Joe Buck. I keep thinking of Jack Buck, his dad. He said, doesn't want to be there. Something's going to happen. He doesn't know what, but something kind of weird. Like,
kind of a weird statement. I saw that. There's a bunch of rumors floating around that something drastic might happen.
Jeez, hope not.
Probably another reason why I don't want to go.
Yeah, I mean, geez, that would suck. The Niners. It seems like when the Niners have gone, there's always something. We had COVID last time. I remember a war started.
Went out.
Yeah, lights went out in New Orleans.
No.
The day before, they lost when Craig fumbled and they were going to go for a three-peat in 1990. Desert Storm started that day before or the next day. And it was kind of weird because I remember watching the game, and back then Desert Storm was so talked about. Like, when are they going to go? When are they going to go in? And it's going to be this terrible war, and and it was actually. I mean, the Iraqis just kind of I surrender. They all kind of just quit. What was that called? The something guard. What was it?
The Republican Guard. They took an ass whooping. Took an ass whooping. It was a month-long air campaign, and they got their asses whooped.
Yeah,
they were ready to give up.
And a lot of them just gave. Yeah. So when it first started, I was kind of like, I wasn't so torn that the Niners lost because I was really worried about our country, being like, because I mean the way they talked, they were all talk. They talked like they were going to beat the.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. A lot of
It was like
Mogadishu.
Yeah. So Niners just need to go in and do an air campaign. and a big ground
attack.
Ground attack. Yeah. Soften them up and then ground attack. That's it.
There you go.
Right. We're going to call this Super Bowl attack. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys. Hey, thanks again to Sean, to Los and to Bay Area Baller, and to Ryan Smith, the great Ryan Smith on West Coast Bias, and to Eric and Sean. Everybody, thanks for joining. And thanks to Chardal.
Thanks for the $2, Chardal.
Donation. Thoughts on the Brewers signing Jacob Junis? I think that's a good move for the Brewers. They lost Burns.
Yep.
They need guys to pitch and innings to eat. And I'm not sure what Farhan's plan is. He's doesn't have a pitching staff yet. So who knows what he's going to do.
Like I said, obscurity or failure. It's one or the other. There's nothing good. Not right now.
Yeah. Thank you, Chardal. And you guys have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8:30. We'll see you tomorrow.
Woo!